Hail, adventurers! Welcome back to the Wyvern's Lair. I am Dungeon Master Wyvern, returning to a brand new adventure here on my channel. Here at the Mega Dungeon, we are about to explore the adventure of Neverwinter Nights 2, the Enhanced Edition, by the good developers at Aspyr Media. Obviously, the original game was produced by Obsidian many years ago, and I actually have quite the history with Neverwinter Nights 2. It was one of the CRPGs I remember playing in my early adulthood that just really left an impression upon me. I remember booting it up many years ago to take on the Harvest Festival, which makes up the tutorial quest for Neverwinter Nights 2, and just really being charmed by the visual presentation of the game. Obviously, it hasn't aged well, as most 3D games don't, but I still think that there is a unique charm to Neverwinter Nights 2. I personally find it a much better experience overall than the first Neverwinter Nights by Beamdog. I think the reason why Neverwinter Nights 2 always sort of, stood out for me when putting them side by side was a much more engrossing official campaign. I know that the official campaign has been knocked at times for not being the most exciting written campaigns out there. However, I still think it's head and shoulders above the official campaign for Neverwinter Nights 1. I also like the fact that you had an expanded party roster. You could have up to 4 members of your party, allowing for different combinations of NPC companions, classes, and prestige classes that you could experiment with and enjoy during your playthrough. And I just felt like, I thought it was an overall better implementation of 3.5, the 3.5 Dungeons & Dragons rule set at the time. Now, before we hop into Neverwinter Nights 2 and see how Aspyr Media has sort of brought it back for a modern audience in 2025, I do want to go ahead and acknowledge out there in the Stygian Abyss, one of our favorite Layerzins, a Drake of the Wyvern's Lair, a member of the co-op adventuring party, and my good friend Philosophus Rex, saying, "Hey gang, I did enjoy the Harvest Festival. I was more of a Neverwinter Nights fan. So, while you're out there, Rex, well, one, thank you for joining us this evening. What was it about Neverwinter Nights 1 that spoke to you and made it sort of your favorite between the two? I'm curious, what was it about Neverwinter Nights 1 that puts it over Neverwinter Nights 2? And while you're thinking about that answer, I think now is a good time to jump into the action. And there we are, Neverwinter Nights 2, the Enhanced Edition. I'm excited for this. Let's go ahead and get our audio working here. That's quite loud. We're going to put the general volume. I think there's going to be good. Rex says, I think it was just the time in my life when it came out. That could very well be it. I just found the official campaign for Neverwinter Nights 1 dull as dishwater, Rex. I was about 15 or so, and I was looking for more mature games and really dived into the CRPGs. Gotcha. Yeah, it could be at that point in your life. So here we are, Dungeons & Dragons Neverwinter Nights 2, the Enhanced Edition, basically shadow dropped by Aspyr Media. Came out with not too much fanfare, but I'm glad. Obviously, you know, we can have a discussion about what Aspire Media did or did not do with the enhanced edition, but I'm just glad that, you know, the visibility of what I feel is a great CRPG has been boosted thanks to this enhanced edition. That is the one of the titular baddies from the opening cinematics for the game. I wonder if we can. We can't. I don't think we can play the cinematics from this selection menu. So let's go ahead and start up a new game. And let's see what we have. So we can select the campaign of Neverwinter Nights 2, Mask of the Betrayer, Storm of Zahir, or Mysteries of Westgate. Obviously, we're going to go with the official campaign here. Neverwinter Nights 2 official campaign. A period of calm has settled over Neverwinter, and the city has begun to recover from its devastating war against Luskan. However, a dark evil from the past has reawakened and threatens to sunder the fragile peace. Once again, a hero must emerge to protect the citizens of the North and prevent the region from plunging forever into darkness. Recommended for 1 to 4 players. We're going to go ahead and head in. Oh, we got something going on with our screen here. There we go. Go ahead and select that. Make sure we're looking good here. We are. Excellent. We're going to go ahead and create a character. Oh, Rex, I am so excited for this. So, we're going to go with a half-orc. In the wild frontiers, tribes of human and orc barbarians live in uneasy balance, fighting in times of war and trading in times of peace. Half-orcs who are born in the frontier may live with either human or orc parents, but they are nevertheless exposed to both cultures. Some, for whatever reason, leave their homeland and travel to civilized lands, bringing with them tenacity, courage, and combat prowess they developed in the wilds. Their racial traits are a +2 to strength, -2 to intelligence, and -2 to charisma. They get dark vision. Half-orcs can see in the dark up to 60 feet, and their favorite class is Barbarian. A multi-class Half-orc's Barbarian class does not count when determining whether he takes an experience point penalty. Ferocity runs in a Half-orc's veins. Let's go ahead and greet another great friend out there in the Stygian Abyss, our fellow Layerson, Kit Fox, saying, "Yo, fellow reptilians, just popping in for a few minutes to drop a like and pop back out again. About to take a gummy from my back, and I'll be mentally unavailable soon." Hey, appreciate you, Kit Fox. Thanks for dropping by and saying hello. So, we are going to go with our half-orc. We're going to take a look at our stats here. I'm just going to go ahead and click next. Alright, so now we can manipulate our appearance. So we're going to take a look. We can make him taller or shorter. We're going to make our guy quite the brute, shall we? So we're going to make maximum height here. Maximum girth. That's what she said. And then we're going to go and take a look at the head. So I think we can zoom in like this. Take a closer look at the character that we're making for ourselves. So let's see what options we have available here. I do like this guy with his sort of jagged teeth. That looks pretty orc-like. The Kid Fox liked the whole girth thing. I do love half-orcs. I do love half-orcs. They're really fun. And the class, the playthrough that I'm envisioning here with my character, I think it's going to make for quite the fun playthrough. I am planning to basically go through the official campaign with a fighter Frenzied Berserker, which I think is going to end up being a lot of fun. I think that looks good. We'll go with that little mohawk and the snaggletooth there. Do we have facial hair on and off? Oh, we got it on. Gotcha. Interesting. Can we change the facial hair? Do we like the facial hair? Let's go with it off. How about that? Skin color, we're going to give ourselves a light green tinge here. Oh, I see. Let's go with light. Oops. There we go. That's the way to do it. So we got this dark green, go light green for our half-orc. Okay. Eye color. I do like that reddish tint to our eyes with our infravision. I think we'll go with that. Eyebrow color, we're going to keep the same. Rex says, I got to start a new CRPG. You wouldn't be... I don't think you'd be too far off revisiting Neverwinter Nights 2, Rex. Or you could play through Pathfinder Kingmaker or Wrath of the Righteous from Owlcat. They produce some really deep, crunchy, systems-driven RPGs themselves, which I know you're drawn to. Yeah, let's see what else we could do with our head here, shall we? Before we settle on a final choice, so we can't turn that on. Interesting. Okay, so some of these choices have inbuilt hair options, and that's sort of the default you get. Okay. Let's take a look at the head options once more. I do like the snaggletooth. And you know what? I kind of like the hair as well. Not gonna lie. I think that looks very orc-like to me, so we're gonna go with this. Kit Fox says, are you familiar with Sword Coast Legends? I am a Kit Fox, but I never had a chance to play it. I think the premise sounded interesting, but obviously the game, unfortunately, wasn't a commercial success and ended up being something of a disaster for Wizards of the Coast and the studio that produced it. Sadly, I was rooting for Sword Coast Legends. I'd love to play it someday. Hopefully they find some way to bring it back at some point. All right, so I think we're gonna go with this. Yes, I like the way we look. Let's zoom out. Do we like our half-orc? If you don't, maybe a little bit more orc-like in terms of pigment. How about that? Yeah, now we're looking super orc-like. I like that. We're going to go with this. Kid Fox says it was decent. I think worth playing once. Gotcha. I'll keep that in mind, Kid Fox. Yeah, I remember reading about Sword Coast Legends. I was most especially interested in their Dungeon Master mode, where you could sort of basically, you know, create encounters for players on the fly. It seemed like it had some potential. Anyway, we're going to go with our current look over here. Now we can select our class. We're going to go with Fighter, as we said. We have some info here. Let's zoom out. Of all the classes, the Fighter has the best all-round fighting capabilities. Hence the name. Fighters are familiar with all the standard weapons and armor. In addition to general fighting prowess, each fighter develops particular specialities of their own. A given fighter may be especially capable with certain weapons. Another might be trained to execute specific fancy maneuvers. As fighters gain experience, they get more opportunities to develop their fighting skills. Thanks to their focus on combat maneuvers, they can master the most difficult ones relatively quickly. They get a hit die of D10, they get a base attack bonus which is high, they have high saves and fortitude, weapon proficiencies are simple and martial weapons. Armor proficiencies include all armor, light, medium, and heavy, and all shields including tower shields. Their class skills are craft armor, craft weapon, intimidate, parry, and taunt. Bonus feats. At first level, a fighter gets a bonus combat-oriented feat in addition to the feat that any first level characters get, and the bonus feat granted to a human character. The fighter gains an additional bonus feat at second level, and every 2 fighter levels thereafter, 4th, 6th, 8th, 10th, 12th, 14th, 16th, 18th, and 20th. These bonus feats must be drawn from the feats noted as fighter bonus feats. A fighter must still meet all prerequisites for a bonus feat, including ability score and base attack bonus minimums. That sounds good. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to go with that. Now we can go ahead and select our alignment. We're going to go with Chaotic Evil because we are playing a villain in this playthrough. A Chaotic Evil villain does whatever his greed, hatred, and lust for destruction drive him to do. He is hot-tempered, vicious, and unpredictable. Thankfully, his plans are haphazard, and any groups he joins or forms are poorly organized. Typically, chaotic evil people can only be made to work together by force, and their leader lasts only as long as he can thwart attempts to topple or assassinate him. The demented sorcerer pursuing mad schemes of vengeance and havoc is chaotic evil. Chaotic evil represents the destruction not only of beauty and life, but of the order on which beauty and life depend. Alright. Sounds good. We're going to go with that. Now we got to choose a deity for our character. We have Bagrutu or Gramash. Bagrutu, the strong, the leg breaker, the son of Gramash. Alignment, chaotic evil, loyalty. Their portfolio is loyalty, stupidity, and brute strength, and their favorite weapon is the kukri. Or we have Gramash, he who never sleeps, the one-eyed god, he who watches. Chaotic evil, the portfolio is orcs, conquest, survival, strength, and territory. Favorite weapons, the spear. Layers has joined me in welcoming Garrus, AK Lizard Flame 1 here to the Stygian Abyss. Good to have you here, Garrus, as always. My good friend joining us from North Dakota. I think Gramash will be our deity for this character. Alright, for our points, we're going to put everything we have into strength. There we go. We're going to start out with 20 in strength. Strength measures the muscle and physical power of your character. Some of the things which a character's strength score affects are attack bonus and damage with melee weapons. Strength makes it easier to hit with melee weapons and makes you do more damage when you do hit. Additionally, you can apply your strength bonus to damage rolls on thrown weapons and bows with the mighty property. We're also going to go with Constitution, which represents the health and stamina of your character. Some of the things which a character's Constitution score affects are hit points. Whenever a character gains a level, they add their Constitution modifier to their hit die to determine how many hit points they gain. Note that a character will always gain a minimum of 1 hit point per level, regardless of their Constitution score. So we're going to go ahead and dump the rest into Constitution, and that looks good too. For our background, we're going to go ahead and choose Bully. The prerequisites is a 10 plus strength, and we get the following effects. +1 intimidate, +1 fortitude save, -1 bluff, and -2 diplomacy. Whether through size, confidence, or a sinister appearance, you've always been able to provoke people into doing what you want. When things went wrong, you were tough enough to give as good as you got. Your fearsome presence often lends an unpleasant edge to even friendly conversations. We're going to go with that. And for our packages, we're going to go ahead and customize. We're going to customize our package here. Go ahead and select. And we're going to put everything into Intimidate. And there we go. That looks good. So once again, Intimidate is the following skill. A character can use the skill to threaten opponents into revealing sensitive information or to convince them to back down from a fight. Check. The character can use the skill to change someone's behavior with a successful check. The DC is determined by the NPC being spoken to, and it is used in conversations. Alright, so we're going to go with that. And for our feats, now I want to make sure that I don't mess this up. I actually went ahead and planned out this character, so let me take a quick look at this. Alright. Let me go ahead and take a look. Bugmite! Layers, please join me in welcoming our good friend Bugmite out there in the Stygian Abyss. Did you just finish your Neverwinter night session, Bugmite? You got a 5-player co-op session. Bugmite says, glad I missed a thing. I just finished playing more than one campaign in Neverwinter Nights. Hey, congratulations, Bugmite. Does that mean you beat Hordes of the Underdark tonight with Suzanne and your fellow adventuring companions? There we go. I've logged in. Let's go manage my builds. There it is. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take Power Attack and Cleave. Power Attack. A character with this feat can make powerful but ungainly attacks. When Power Attack is selected, it grants a +3 bonus to the damage roll, but at the cost of a -3 to the attack roll. So we're going to go ahead and pick that. We're going to go next. And for our next feat, we're going to go ahead and pick is Cleave. If the character kills an opponent, he gets a free attack against any opponent who is within melee weapon range. We're going to go ahead and add that to our feats. Our first name will be Wyvern. Our last name will be Wormwrath. And gosh, we're going to say let's say 30 years old. And for voices,
the battle is on!
I am a half-orc fighter indeed, Bugmite.
No quarter!
Large Rowdy.
You ain't got a chance!
You are so gonna feel some wrath!
The voices...
You ain't got a chance!
The voices are just totally messed up for this. I'm going to go with a male violent fighter. I hope I can change that if need be. So let's do one last quick check. Wyvern is spelled correctly. We got our house name there, Wormwrath. That's also what I'm using in both the Ultima Online New Legacy Shard and on the Fangbreaker Time-Lock Progression server for EverQuest. That all looks good. Wormwrath. Excellent. We're going to go ahead and finalize this. Summary. First name, Wyvern. Last name, Wormwrath. Age, 30. Voice, male violent fighter. Not much is known about your history, and you are a closed book to even those who live in your home village. Whatever history you wish to record, you may enter here, or let it remain in the past and in your memory alone. And that's what we're going to do.
So many years ago today. Ah, my foster son is up and dressed, I see. Today is the High Harvest Fair, and the West Harbor Village Council requires me to man the archery competition. The human need to celebrate Remembrance Days baffles me, but at least something productive may come of it. The merchant Galen is here. He'll want my furs, as he usually does. Coins can be useful in getting by. This past season has been a hard one for both tilled fields and wildlands. While I attend to the archery contest, I will need you to deal with the merchant. Fetch my furs from the chest, over by the painting.
All right, and so the tutorial begins. But before we address the tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and wish a Wyvern's Lair farewell to our good friend Kid Fox, and also want to welcome Bloodsucker here to the Stygian Abyss. Good to have you here, Bloodsucker. Bugmite says there's Bloodsucker, aka Drake from our session. Fantastic. Yes, I know Drake67 has been a fixture here at the Wyvern's Lair, the Stygian Abyss for many years. Bugmite, always good to see old Layersons like yourselves. Bugmite says, so many years ago today, I played this game for the first time. Welcome to Neverwinter Nights 2. If this is your first time playing the game, you might want to play through the tutorial. The tutorial gives you a chance to learn through the controls and basic strategies for playing the game in a relatively safe, non-hostile environment. You'll also learn more about your hometown and background. If you've played the game before, or if you just want to get straight to the story, feel free to skip ahead. That's interesting. No, we're going to continue with it. As you progress with the tutorial, you'll see pop-up boxes like this one, explaining various elements of the game's interface and telling you how to perform different types of actions. Be sure to read the instructions carefully, as once you close the window, that text is gone forever. You can choose to skip the rest of the tutorial anytime a tutorial window pops up. You may also turn off the pop-ups if you want to experience the tutorial without the interference. Keep in mind that if you turn off the pop-ups, they remain turned off for good and you lose the chance to bypass the tutorial. Click the left mouse button on the ground to move your character to that spot. The keyboard can be used to move your character forward, backwards, turn left, turn right, and E, step right. Walk over to the chest. It's situated against the wall underneath a painting. Press and hold the Z key to highlight all interactive objects if you're having trouble finding it. So we can go ahead and click over here. You can access chests and other containers by left-clicking on them. When you open a container, its inventory will be displayed in a small window. Left-click on Dagon's chest to access its contents. Then double left-click on Dagon's furs to add them to your inventory. You can also use the Loot All button in the container's window. So we go ahead and open up the chest, and there's Dagon's furs. We can examine them. In order to make his living, Dagon hunts animals for their furs, sometimes disappearing into the swamp for several weeks at a time. These furs are the fruit of the past season's labor. The base item is a soft bundle and it weighs 0.3 pounds. Off we go. Hey, Layersons, please join me in welcoming God Max King 33 out there in the Stygian Abyss, saying it came out 18 years ago. Bug, my quick question for you. Have you had a chance to play Neverwinter Nights 2 before, or have you just recently picked up the game? And Godmax, welcome here to the Stygian Abyss. Always exciting to see new Layersons like yourself. Can I ask how you found the Wyvern's Lair here? What difficulty are you playing? I would like to make sure that I'm playing on hardcore. I should check into that. The furs have been added to your backpack. To view your inventory, click on the player menu icon. It looks like the Neverwinter eye in the lower left corner of the screen, and select the bag icon. The top half of your inventory has slots for weapons, armor, rings, and other equipped items. The lower half shows your stored items. You should see Dagon's furs listed there. Close your inventory by clicking the X in the upper right corner of your inventory. Now that you have the furs, speak with Dagon by left-clicking on him. So we're going to click Done. And actually, let's go ahead and check to see. We're going to drop in a quick save here. Oh, look at that. It keeps my old save files here. So let's go back down to 1. So many years ago. There you can see me playing a barbarian. I'm going to go ahead and save over that. Please enter a name for the save. Far along downstairs. Sure. Okay. There we go. And game options. Let's see. Gameplay. Level of difficulty is hardcore rules. There we go. Violence is full. Target clipping. What is this? Determines. That looks good. We're going to go with back. Done. Garrus says, hey all, don't forget to hit the like button if you're having a good time. Appreciate that, Garrus. Godback says, no, I couldn't play it back in the day. I've got a run going on a fighter weapon master Frenzied Berserker level 17. That sounds like a really cool combination, Godmax, and I'm glad that you're having a chance to explore Neverwinter Nights 2 for the first time yourself. It's a really wonderful CRPG. I really have a lot of affection for this game. Bugman says, hey Godmax, I didn't play this when it was first released, but it was still several years ago now. Good to meet you. Good to meet you indeed. Let's talk to Dagon here. You can actually inspect Dagon too, I believe. What's the key for
Good. I see you have the furs. Galen has probably set up his tent on the village green. He'll be enjoying the fair with the rest of the townsfolk. Last season, I asked him to bring a duskwood bow to trade. Sell him the furs and use the coins it gives you to purchase the bow. Your friends await you at the bridge. I suppose you're anxious to see the fair. But don't forget to trade with Galen.
All right. Dagon is giving you a quest. Click on the player menu icon in the lower left corner and select your journal. You can click on the names of the quests to show or hide their details. Your journal is always available to remind you of your current quest state and to point you towards the next objective. Close your journal by clicking the X in the upper left corner of the journal. Left-click on the door to the east to open it. Then left-click again on the open door to exit Dagon's home. All right, so let's take a look at our journal here. Where did they say that we'd find it? We got rest, we got toggle player menu, and there's the journal. All right, so we have 2 quests here, the Fur Trade and the High Harvest Fair. Your foster father, Dagon, has asked you to sell his furs to Galen the Merchant. He also wants you to purchase a duskwood bow for him. Galen can be found at the center of town enjoying the Harvest Fair festivities. Today is the High Harvest Fair in the village of West Harbor. Your friends are waiting for you at the bridge and are probably eager to attend the fair. So let's go ahead and step through. Let's press Z again. There has to be a way to rotate the camera. There we go. That's the way to rotate the camera. So it's the middle mouse button. So we can take a look and make sure we haven't missed anything here. Let's take a look at our inventory. So we have scale mail, and that's it. We actually don't have any weapons yet. So let's go ahead and step through. Godback says, I'm a CRPG veteran from Dungeons & Dragons to Pathfinder and Warhammer 40,000. And also doing the less known ones. I will have to check out your Twitch channel, Godmax. It sounds like you're probably the content creator that's very welcome here in the Stygian Abyss, along with friends like Bugmite. Bugmite says, I got the Neverwinter Nights Complete Edition set, which contained all the official campaigns for both Neverwinter Nights 1 and 2, plus a physical map. I played Neverwinter 2 particularly for the first time in 2014. Got you, Bugmite. Bugmite says, rotating the camera in the classic version took some time to get used to because it had a delayed response. Yeah, it's a little bit more snappy in the Enhanced Edition. Click on the Neverwinter logo at the lower left edge of the screen to access your character sheet, inventory, spellbook, journal, and more. Click the closed icon next to it to rest. Some useful hotkeys: escape, menu for saving and loading, T, default action on current target, F, quick cast menu, I, inventory, M, area map, N, hide revealed minimap, C, character sheet, Z, highlight interactive objects, J, journal, B, spellbook, R, rest, G, hide reveal, mode bar, H, hide reveal, graphic user interface, shift tab, target previous enemy, or switch camera mode. Okay, that's good to know. And this is our little lovely town of West Harbor. Obviously, people have complained that the visual lift wasn't all that significant for the Enhanced Edition, but going by my memory of the original game, this is actually fairly good. The original game had a very sort of muddy, indistinct look to it. This is far more crisp and detailed. And so we got some companions here. I could have sworn there was a way to examine companions. Oh, there we go. Examine. There we go. Shift and then click. Bevel Starling. Bevel is a brawny and good-natured youth and a member of the West Harbor Militia. Growing up, he's been a reliable friend and companion, though he shies from talk of leaving West Harbor, and he's somewhat cautious by nature. Now, this is actually a really fun little feature unique to Neverwinter Nights 2. I don't know if this is in Neverwinter Nights 1, but almost all NPCs in this game have a description tied to them. So I always love to see what the writers...
It's the biggest fair in years. There's folk in from all the outlying farms, and even a few from outside the mare. That means a big audience.
A big audience, all cheering for us. This year's our last chance to compete for the Harvest Cup. Our last chance to win.
I'm going to say, what's the competition look like?
The Mossfelds won both their matches in the Harvest Brawl. They'll be tough to beat, but Amy's bound to win the Tourney of Talent for us.
I convinced Tarmus to teach me a few new spells. And I dug up a couple more from his spellbooks when he wasn't looking. Anyway, I heard Will Mossfeld is doing the same act this year, so that should help my chances.
Oh, gods. Not the pixie impressions again.
I say, I'm a bit of a jerk, so that's how I'm going to roleplay my character. I'd have won the cup last year if I hadn't been saddled with you two.
Don't say that. You two are the only family I've got. Apart from Tarmus, anyway, and he hardly counts.
Besides, if you weren't always trying to push people around, we wouldn't have so much trouble with the Mossfeld brothers.
I'm going to say... probably true, but I like trouble.
Well, whatever you say. But for now, we're a team. You can't do everything yourself. Look, just forget it. Let's go sign up with Georg. He's waiting in the village square.
All right. Amy and Bevel have joined your party. Companions will follow you and fight by your side. Companions are listed by their portraits on the right side of the screen. Left-click on a companion's portrait to take control of that character. So, that would be...
What's up?
This one?
Yes,
Yes. And what was it to inspect a character? Oh, it was, okay, I got it. Shift and then right-click. So we can examine Amy now. Oops, no, I didn't mean to do that. examine. Oh, that's unfortunate. So now that she's in the party, I can't. Oh, there we go. Amy lost her parents as an infant during the battle that nearly destroyed West Harbor. She was raised by the wizard Tarmus, who tutored her in the practice of magic. Intelligent and quite pretty, Amy has generally spurned the attention of the village boys, preferring to spend her time with you and Bevel, or poring over books in Tarmus's library. That's how you control.
What?
Let's do a quick Z here, see if we have any interactables nearby. We do have this. It's a far-long residence sign, so nothing too exciting here. We got the West Harbor Bridge sign as well, so let's just move forward. And my companions will path after me. Godmax says, I am but not a professional. Regarding him being a streamer, neither are we, Godmax. We are far from professional streamers here at the Wyvern's Lair, so you're in good company. I also do it for the funsies, so you're in the right place. I'm trying to be evil, as I usually try to roleplay in these CRPGs, Bug Might. You can also examine the chickens. This chicken is fat and well fed. She clucks quietly to herself as she crouches at the ground for seeds and insects. Does this chicken have a different description? Nope, same thing. They're all fat and well fed here in this village. There's Georg. Georg Redfell leads and trains the West Harbor Militia. A fit and active middle-aged man, Georg takes the defense of the village quite seriously, given the inherent dangers of the Mere of Dead Men. Georg is also quite a teller of tales, though the vast majority of them leave reason and sense behind. The challenge rating for Georg Redfell is very difficult.
And the blight, you're sure it's spreading, Orlin?
It's no blight, Georg. It's something else. No mold, no rot. Like the crops don't want to grow. Like they haven't the guts to have them face the sun.
What do the druids say?
Well, it's just a rub, Georg. There's no druids to be found, not head nor heel. Used to be they warned me of trouble, long before I noticed the signs myself. But this time, we're out in silence. You think we ought to say something? Everyone's gathered for the fair, even from the outlying farms.
No. They ought to be free from cares, at least for a day. We'll go round tomorrow. Talk to the households one by one.
Right you are, Georg. Tomorrow, then.
Aha! I've been wondering when I'd see the three of you. Last year to compete, isn't that right?
I'm going to say... Only for Bevel and me.
Better make it count then. Another victory speech from that muttonhead of a Mossfeld, and I think there'll be a riot. Rules are the same as ever. Win 3 of the 4 events, and you win the Harvest Cup. Win all 4, and the village council grants you a special prize. And nobody's done that since old Cormac.
I'm going to say, what are the 4 events?
Well, there's the Harvest Brawl. Old favorite, that one. And the Tourney of Talent. But you've got Amy on your team, so you're certain to win.
Thanks, Georg.
Just the truth, young lady. Your foster father's running the archery competition, as always, and I managed to convince Tarmus to supervise the Knaves Challenge. I guess the Knaves Challenge will be your toughest event, though the Mossfeld boys might say otherwise.
I'm going to say, as if I care what the Mossfields say.
Well, Will and his brothers have won the Harvest Brawl 3 years running. It'll be tough to dislodge them. But remember, you only have to win 3 events to claim the cup.
I'm going to say, I'll win 4. Will Mossfield is in for a serious disappointment.
Ha! You always were a tough one. Ought to be a good fight.
Thank you so much for the follow on the Stygian Abyss there, God Mexican. Let me go ahead and adjust where Neverwinter Nights sits as far as the game here. There we go. That way I can actually receive Twitch notifications there. Thank you so much for the follow over there on Twitch, GodMaxKing33. I appreciate it.
You know where to find me. Oh, and good luck in the brawl!
I was definitely using the camera, Bugmite. I just didn't realize that I was covering it up with Neverwinter Nights 2 in the OBS. OBS settings, I tell you, gets me every time. Hopefully now everything's working as intended. Let me see. God Max, this is going to sound really strange, but would you mind unfollowing me on Twitch and then refollowing me again? Because I definitely want you to get that notification live on stream. Let's take a look and see what's going on here. Yeah, you know, Bugmite, there we go. Not exactly, you know, a professional streamer. There we go. Now it's working as intended. I didn't realize that I should have double checked that. Now we're probably sitting in a good spot here with how we got OBS set up here. So we got the man in green. We got a villager. Let's see if we can take a look at this man in green. Dressed entirely in green, this man is unfamiliar to you. He's probably a traveler from one of the towns outside the Mere. Okay. Got just a regular villager here. Let's inspect the villager. See if we get a text for these villagers here. This man has come into town to see the harvest fair. Okay. More villagers. Child. We got Pitney Lannon and Laszlo Buckman here. Let's take a look at Pitney. Pitney sways slightly on his feet, smiling vaguely at passengers by. We have Laszlo here. Laszlo Buckman is tall and red-faced, a former champion of the Harvest Brawl, and a member of the West Harbor Militia. His family keeps bees and is famous in West Harbor for brewing the yearly batch of harvest mead. And over here we got our good man, Brother Mering. Let's take a look at Brother Mering. Brother Mering is a relative newcomer to West Harbor. Though harbormen have shown little interest in his teachings of Blacklander, Brother Mering is well liked. Mering's healing abilities are put to frequent use in West Harbor, as harbormen have a tendency to accumulate a dizzying array of injuries. Let's go ahead and talk to Brother Mering. The Morning Lord grants a fine day, even for a brawl. He likes you, harbormen, I think. I'm going to say... We'll be back later. Let's go ahead and talk to the Westfield boys here. We got Ward Mossfield, Webb, Will, and Webb. Ward Mossfield, along with his brothers Will and Webb, are the town bullies. However, as members of the militia, they serve capably and have proven their loyalty to West Harbor over the years. Ward is a hulking brute, and you have never heard him say more than a few words at a time. We got Will. Will Mossfield, along with his twin brothers Ward and Webb, are the town bullies. We've already read most of this text. Will is a year older than his brothers and undeniably the leader of the trio. And then finally we have Webb. Webb is actually a decent fellow, tagging along with Will and Ward out of passivity rather than malevolence. So let's talk to good old Will Mossfield here. Hey there, look brothers, this one plans to win the brawl, haha. Back off, don't like folk touching me. I'm gonna say, Will don't like us talking to other teams, no harm meant. So let's go ahead and talk to, actually, before we do that, let me
Yes, indeed.
let me do this really quick. Behavior, we're gonna turn puppet mode on for both characters. Take a look at the spell book. We have enlarged person memorized and summon creature. That looks good. We also, sleep is also really good. Is there a way to look at sleep? There we go. You cause 4 plus 1d4 hit dice of creatures to fall into a comatose slumber, beginning with those with the fewest hit dice. Creatures with 5 or more hit dice are unaffected. So let's go ahead. We're going to knock out summon creature here. We're going to put in sleep. And we're going to go ahead and rest. Let's see. Can we cast spells? I believe it's already memorized. So, what's the hotkey to cast spells? It's let's take a look. Special abilities, wizard. Nope. Special abilities. Nope. Scribe scroll. That's a great question. Let's talk to Laszlo Buckman. Or rather, Louis Johns here. Foul-tempered and perpetually filthy, Louis Johns maintains a squalid farm on the outskirts of the Mere. He lives alone and his farm is generally avoided by other villagers. Oh, memorized after rest. Okay, so let's make sure we do get in that rest then. Alright, excellent.
Yes, yes.
Let's talk to Laszlo. Get your harvest mead here, cold harvest mead. I'm going to say a mug of mead and be quick about it. Oh no, not you lot. Got that Fern girl with you too. I haven't forgotten what happened last year, young lady. Even if you have. Amy says, maybe we'd better go. Laszlo says, aye, that business on the roof with the swinging hips and that vulgar song. Not this year, young lady. On your way now, all of you. I'm gonna say, bah, we don't need your cheap swill anyway. And then we got, interesting, okay. Could have sworn we had an archery contest to, I guess not. I guess this is gonna be the first test then. So let's go ahead and drop a save, because I do not want to mess this up. We're gonna save under 2. Save game. West Harbor, there we go. Let's talk to good old Brother Mering. Brother Mering, you are running the Harvest Brawl. Brother Mering says, in truth I volunteered. Otherwise I'd be racing from the church at every bout mending cuts and setting bones to right. Better that I'm on hand to do Latlander's work and to see that all is fought in fairness. I'm going to say, have there been injuries already? Brother Mary says, a few scraps and broken bones, mostly at the hands of the Mossfields. Poor Garth Lannon is but a wisp of a boy, but he still insisted upon facing lads twice his size in the ring. Broken bones are easily mended by the Morning Lord's grace. Not so for the Broken Pride. I'm going to say, how are you enjoying the fair? The Morning Lord sets upon us. Oh, there we go. I can move it. Good. Sets upon us strange paths. Before I came to West Harbor, I never imagined I'd be mending broken ribs on the harvest day. I'm going to say, don't other villagers celebrate with a harvest brawl? Brother Mary says, I'm not sure the harvest brawl is observed in any other villages, though a harvest ball is certainly common enough. I suspect that some enterprising harborman found the one better suited to the local tastes than the other. I'm going to say, a pity West Harbor doesn't love a Lathlander better. I'm going to say, actually, indeed, I'm in the mood for some brawling right now. Brother Mary says, practice a bit first. There are 3 practice dummies just over there. Once you've finished off a dummy, I'll send you into the ring. And you'll need to arm yourself with a training club. I left several clubs in the barrel here next to me. All right. We got Xander Cats out there in the Stygian Abyss. Xander the Cat, one of our companions on the adventure over on the Fangbreaker Time Lock Progression server. Xander, thank you so much for dropping by the Stygian Abyss. Saying, I gave them the nip. Clearly you did. Let's take a look at the weapon barrel here. We got 3 training clubs. We're going to get them all equipped. Before combat, you'll need to equip a weapon. Use the player menu to access your inventory and double left click on the training club. The training club will appear in the main hand slot indicating it is equipped. You can trade objects to your companions by clicking and dragging objects from your inventory to their portraits on the right side of the screen. To access a companion's inventory, take control of that companion, left click on his or her portrait, and open the inventory screen. You are now looking at that companion's gear and can equip items by double left clicking on them. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and equip the club for myself. There we go. When you hover your cursor over a valid opponent, you'll see a sword icon. Left click on the target, in this case a training dummy near Mering, to begin your attack. Okay, so before we do that, let's go ahead and distribute these clubs to the rest of our companions here. Get that equipped with Bevel. Get that equipped with Amy.
Yes, yes.
And let's go ahead and take a whack at this training dummy.
Yeah.
Boom. Nicely done. 8 physical damage. Well done. You're ready to enter the ring. Come and speak with me. So let's go ahead and hit a save again. There we go. Talk to Brother Mering. The Lannon twins and their elder sister will be your first opponents today. Before we start, I'll go over the rules. If you must. I expect a clean fight, especially from you, Wyvern. You nearly killed the Buckman lads last year, and the young folk of this village are frightened enough of you already. Only melee attacks are permitted. No arrows and no magic. You may fight barehanded, or you may arm yourself with a training club. The choice is yours. And finally, no bets. I'm going to say... Yes, that's enough of rules. I know you never put much faith in rules or laws, save those of your own devising, but even the most independent of souls must sometimes follow other men's rules. Now, I know you're eager to begin. May Lathlander strength be with you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. Pause. We're going to get
What's up?
Bevel out in front. Your first battle is about to begin. Your hit points are represented by the red bar to the left of your character's portrait. Keep an eye on everyone's health. You can press the spacebar to pause and unpause the game. If you need to take a moment to think about the battle, remember you could freeze the action at any time. If a character reaches 0 hit points, he or she is out of the fight. If your entire party is incapacitated, the game will end and you will have to reload. In this case, however, Brother Mering will not allow anyone to be killed. Should you lose this battle, you will be revived outside the ring. Good luck. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to attack there with Bevel. With Amy, we're going to hang back.
I can do that.
We're going to move forward with my character here. I'm going to keep Amy back. There we go. I guess we'll get an Amy here. We'll focus our attacks on the remaining Harvest Brawler.
No! Help!
Oh, wow. There we go. And I can also drag select so we can all attack the remaining Harvest Brawler for some reason. There we go. Perfect. Easily done. Brother Mary says, that was well fought, all 3 of you, but I fear the gods have granted your few competitors this year. The Mossfield brothers are the only team still in contention. I'm going to say, give us some time to rest first. Brother Mary says, yes, better that you face the Mossfields fresh. They have had ample time to recover from their last match after all. As soon as you feel you've recovered, go and tell the Mossfields that you're ready to begin. They await you at the edge of the ring. To rest, click on the closed eye icon next to the player menu in the lower left corner of the screen. After a short time has elapsed, your characters will heal and replenish their spells and powers. Resting is not available in all areas, nor is resting available when enemies are close by. If your attempt to rest fails, try moving to a safer location away from the enemies. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get in a quick rest. And next we're going to do a bit of cheating. Nope, didn't mean to do that. So do we have to pull these down? Maybe we do have to pull these down. Yeah, there we go. So let's go ahead. Cancel. We're going to go ahead and rest. Okay. We are fully rested. We're going to go ahead and cast Enlarge Person on Ruberin. There we go. Now we are
Follow me.
insanely strong. Let's go ahead and talk to... Will. Look who it is, brothers. Everyone's favorite for the brawl, looking to beat the champ of 3 years running. Will Mossfield says, thinks he's Cormac this one. Amy Fern says, stow it, Mossfield. You're not smart enough to be funny. Will Mossfield says, who asked you, you ratty little orphan? Always tagging after Wyvern like a blood fly. Singing his reeking praises. Shame those demons didn't burn you up along with your parents. I'm going to say... Are you ready to fight or not? Will says, yeah, we're ready. Why not stir the pot some, raise the stakes, make a friendly wager? Bevel says, wait a minute, Will. That's against the rules. We can't do that. Brother Merring said so. Remember? No bets. I'm going to say, Merring doesn't have to know. How about 10 gold? Alright, sir. Actions have shifted your alignment 1 point towards chaotic, and I've lost 5 influence with Bevel. Influence loss. Done. At least you've got guts. More than Starling has. Will Mossfield says, come on, brothers. We got some gold to win. Oh, no. My buff has gone away. Your choices in dialogue can alter your alignment and influence your companions. In this case, you broke the rules of the Harvest Brawl, a chaotic choice. As a result, your alignment has become more chaotic. You've lost influence with Bevel. He is a law-abiding person and disapproves of your decision. Companions are more likely to reveal information and actively support your cause if you have high influence with them. Remember that companions have different personalities. You can't always please them all. Okay, so we're going to pause the game again. We're going to go ahead and click on Bevel here. And we're going to move Bevel out. Ahead. There we go. We're going to get Bevel on that first target here. We're going to move Amy back. We're going to move myself forwards. We're going to move Amy maybe around here. Oops. Oops. They're whacking on me. Oh no. Alright, so we brought one of them down. We're next going to attack Ward. Oh my gosh, this is not good. Oh no! Oh no! We're losing! Dang. Alright, I want to win this Harvest Festival. Yes. So we're going to go ahead and load up here. Oh. Back. Load game. No. So we're going to go ahead and load up here. Damn Mossfields. We're going to come out victorious. It's the last thing I do. How's everyone doing out there in the Stygian Abyss this evening? I hope you're enjoying this this revisiting of Neverwinter Nights 2 with me. All right, let's talk to Brother Merring. If you must, we're just going to click through this. That's enough rules. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to try, I'm going to experiment here. Open this up, and we're going to bring this down. I want to see if I cast a spell, whether I'll be disqualified from the fight. So we're going to cast that. We're going to move Bevel first. Yep. There we go. All right. Put all the rest of the attacks on. Excellent. Why am I not cleaving? Hey, that worked perfectly. That was well fought. Monsters only team still in contention. We need to get some time to rest. All right. Done. We're going to go ahead and rest our party. Bugmite says, what I liked about this game was the two-dimensional alignment system. It wasn't just a binary good versus evil or anything similar. But also having a law chaos access as well. That's a really good point, Bugmite. Any chance that you might be revisiting this game on your channel too? Just out of curiosity. Graphics, audio, interface. Okay. Alright. We're good. We are good there. Let's go ahead and talk to the moss fields real quick. Let's drop a save. Once we got through that encounter. West Harbor, off we go. Let's talk to the moss fields. Da-da-da-da. Okay. Ready to fight or not. Friendly wager. 10 gold. Sounds good. Alright. Done. Pause. Cast on my character there. Let's have you stand out first. Excellent. It's going a lot better already.
I can do that.
I've been enlarged. Okay, let's get everyone on the remaining moss field here. There we go. Brother Mary says, well done, all three of you. The townsfolk compare you to Cormac, and it seems they aren't mistaken. I haven't seen such prowess in years. You won the brawl, and by the grace of the gods, the cup may yet be yours as well. Bugmite says, I want to, but when I tried to stream, it suddenly just crashed during the second session, and I wasn't even able to start the game again at all. Oh, that's terrible, Bugmite. I hope you're able to get that issue fixed for yourself, whatever it may be. I'm sorry to hear about that. I have heard that some people have had issues with the performance of the Enhanced Edition. But in any case, we've beaten the Harvest Festival tourney champions. Let's talk to the moss fields. Back off. Okay, it's the same dialogue. Will says, you fought better than I thought. Or we fought worse. Pah! Couldn't even hold my own against you. You were lummox and that little bloodfly. Let's say, you owe me some money, Will. Yeah, here's your reeking money. Now leave us be. Go win your bloody cup and play heroes for George and the rest. There we go. I got 10 gold pieces from that, which is always very welcome. Okay, I don't think my companions are following me, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and click like this and get everyone together here.
Yes, yes.
There we go. This is more like it. So let's see, who do we have here? Got a mercenary guard. Traveling with Galen are two brothers from Neverwinter, men with faces too young to have seen actual combat, but armed with enough weaponry and youthful confidence to be a danger to any would-be shoplifter or bandit. Their handsome faces seem to contribute greatly to Galen's business, as many of the young ladies in West Harbor patronize Galen's cart just to get a chance to flirt with the brothers. And then we have Galen himself. Galen is an internet merchant of many years. He spent most of his life peddling goods up and down the Sword Coast, and has long since discovered that profit is a far more enriching experience for him than family, a fact that will keep him plying the trade routes until his legs collapse under him, or at least until it becomes unprofitable to pay someone to carry him. Galen is a yearly celebrity to the folks of West Harbor, always showing up in time for the Harvest Festival. So, let's make sure we go ahead and talk to... There we go, that's better. I was wondering why we were lagged. We got Orlin, some villagers here. Let's take a look at Orlin. Slow, talking, and reliable, Orlin is one of the oldest residents of West Harbor, having lived here since birth and rarely traveled beyond the boundaries of the Mere. His farm has been in his family for several generations, and he has a love well known of animals, particularly hogs. So let's talk to Galen the merchant. Why, you're Dagon's ward. Isn't that right? It's been some time, but he didn't happen to mention a shipment of furs, did he? I'm going to say, did in fact. I have them right here. I'm going to say, what are you selling? Finest goods from Neverwinter. Water clocks, glass lamps, metalware, as well as dyes and salts and spices, woodwork from Ember 2. But all that's left are special orders, promised to this customer or that. I do have an item for your father, though, if you remember to bring me his furs. You say, I have the furs right here. Galen says, ah, good. Dagon's a reliable sort. Always has the highest quality furs. You can't imagine the demand in Neverwinter. Relatively speaking. I haven't forgotten his Duskwood bow, either. I always come through. You tell Dagon that. I'll warn you, though. The bow's a bit pricey, but it's fine workmanship. Sneaked it across the Luskan border. I'm going to say, you bought the bow in Luskan. No, from a village called Ember. They're good folk. Just ended up on the wrong side when the maps got drawn. Fine bowers, too. I'm going to say, I'm ready to trade. And I'm also going to say, welcome to the Stygian Abyss, my good friend, Sesame Street Fighter. One of the oldest layers ends that have called this mega dungeon home for so many years. Always good to see you, Sesame. Alright, stores are accessed through dialogue. Ask a merchant to trade, and the store inventory will open on the left side of the screen. Your inventory will open on the right. You can left-click on the icons at the top of the store to cycle through different categories of goods for sale. Armor, weapons, consumables, trinkets, and miscellaneous, respectively. Double left-click on items in a merchant store to buy the item, and double left-click on your own items to sell them. You can identify unidentified magical items at shops for a fair price by right-clicking on an item and clicking the Identify option on the drop-down menu. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and sell Dagon's Furs for 200 gold. And then we're going to pick up a Duskwood bow for 127 gold. There we go. I'm going to examine it too. A finely crafted bow purchased from the merchant Galen. The boyar fashioned it from Duskwood at the request of Dagon Farlong. Is it a +1 attack bonus too? Not bad. Sesame says, I always feel welcome, Wyvern. Good host. I appreciate you, Sesame. Always good to see you here. And I just started, basically, so you're just here at the right time. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Alright, so we've spoken to Galen. Let's talk to our man, Orlin. Looking forward to your act, young Annie. So I guess we're going to talk to Rita Starling. Retta Starling is the head of the Starling clan and mother to Bevel. She suffered through many losses in her time, but is a prototypical harborman and avoids dwelling on personal tragedies. Alright. Let's talk to Rita. Quick, they're all waiting for you, dear. Waiting for me, says Amy. Of course, juggling and puppetry are well and good, but the children want to see magic, as do I. I'm going to say, come on, Amy. Your public awaits. The tourney of talent is about to begin. Here you'll learn the basics of spellcasting. Amy has been set as your primary character for this tourney. Press the F key to display her quick cast window. The quick cast window shows icons for all your memorized spells, sorted by level. Mouse over each icon to learn the spell name. Find Summon Creature 1 and left click on it. Your cursor will change to a spell targeting cursor. Left click on the ground wherever you'd like the summoned creature to appear. Important, if you miscast any of your spells, click the rest icon near your player menu or press R to rest and restore your spells. We're just going to go ahead and we will get rid of sleep and we will put in summon creature. There we go. We're resting. So Sesame says, I played the original Neverwinter Nights 2. The graphics were not this good. I was saying, Sesame, right at the top of the stream, there have been some complaints about the fact that people want to see a little bit more from the Enhanced Edition, but people forget just how muddy the 3D graphics for the original game were. This is far sharper, far crisper. I see this as a fairly big visual upgrade for what the original game presented, so I'm perfectly happy. Sesame says, summoning for the win. Indeed so. There's the quick cast menu. We're going to click on summon creature, and we're going to put it right over here. There we go. Next, you'll cast an enlarged person spell on Bevel. This type of spell targets a friendly creature. It can be cast on yourself or an ally, but never on an enemy. This time, try casting your spell with the quick bar. The quick bar is the grid at the bottom of your screen, and you can hold shortcuts to your favorite abilities. I'm talking about this thing here. Alright, let's move the quick bar this ways. Let's move this. Oops, can I move this? There we go. I can move the chat this way. Yeah, that looks a little bit more comfortable for me. I'm glad you have this ability to move around the UI elements like this. I don't know. Could you do that in the original game, Bug Mike? Alright. So to add a spell to your quick bar, simply drag and drop the spell into it. To do this, open your spellbook with your player menu or by pressing the B key. On the right-hand page of the spellbook, look for the spell icons under spell level 1, left-click and drag the enlarged person icon onto an empty slot on your quick bar. Close your spellbook by pressing the X in the upper right corner of the spellbook. We've actually done all that already. We're just going to go ahead and cast it on Bevel. There we go. To complete her act, Annie will cast... I'm going to put this here. To complete her act, Annie will cast an offensive spell at a destroyable target. Target the old barrel with any of Amy's offensive spells. Ray of Frost or Acid Splash. I'm going to move... Can I move these down too?
Yes.
No, I'm unable to move the portraits, unfortunately. It's fine. Okay, so I'll go ahead and read this again. To complete her act, Amy will cast an offensive spell at a destroyable object. Target the old barrel with any of Amy's offensive spells, Ray of Frost or Acid Splash. Use either the quick cast by pressing F or the quick bar. Remember to rest and recover your spells if necessary. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, take a look at the barrel here, go back to Amy, press F, and we do have Acid Splash. Oh, we got Ray of Frost right over here, and we're firing at the barrel.
Dabra.
There we go. Excellent. Amy's magic has won over the crowd. Talk to Rita Starling. She has a prize for you. Now that you've tried the basics of spellcasting, you can explore your spellbook. The spellbook has all the spells you know sorted by class and level on the left and spells memorized on the right. You can click and drag spells from the known list into your memorized spell slots, and when you next rest, those spells will be ready to cast. For more information on the spellbook, refer to the manual. Rita says, that was brilliant, young lady. Absolutely brilliant. I've not seen such a display of magic since, well... Bevel says, Mother, are you alright? Rita says, it's been a long time. Never mind all that. You three are almost certainly the winners of the contest. That was quite a thrill for all of us. Oh, and I nearly forgot. Tarmus gave me these scrolls, said I should give them to his apprentice and her friends if they won the talent show. Orlin says, say, that was quite a show. You're good with that magic, young Amy. More than passing skillful, if you ask me, which I know you didn't. I wonder if you might have a look at a pig. I say, a pig? Aye, that great hulking brute of Lewy Jones. His prize pig, he calls it. But I call it a trick, a cheat. I've never seen that hog before, and I've an eye for hogs, as folks will tell you. I say he's been magicked, ensorcelled, but I can't prove it myself. I'm going to say, they say that a kiss can break a charm. I know I sound like a fool, Don't think I don't know it. Old dumb Orlin, on about his hogs. But I take pride in a fair contest. I thought you three might help me out. Look, if you change your minds, I'll be over with the hogs. I won't fret you anymore. I know you've got affairs of your own. Congratulations, you've earned enough experience points to move to the next level. If a character is ready to level up, a special graphic will appear over that character's portrait. Looks like a cross. To level up, access your character screen with the player menu or by pressing the C key. Then click the level up button located under the character's picture. This will take you to a series of screens similar to those used in the character generation process. You can choose which class to gain a level in. You'll then get to distribute skill points, and as you rise higher in level, select abilities, score increases, and new feats. Your companions also gain experience and levels. You can level up a companion by switching control to that companion and repeating the above process. Remember, when in doubt about how to level up your characters, the recommended button will suggest a good option. Go ahead and open up this character sheet for Wyvern Wormwrath, and we can actually move this over here, I think. We're going to go ahead and level him up. We're going to level up in Fighter. We're going to go ahead and put that 1 point into Intimidate. And we can choose a bonus feat. So this is important. We're going to be choosing Weapon Focus Greatsword. That's what we're going to be doing. Weapon Focus Greatsword. Done. Alright, that's looking really good. We're going to go ahead and finalize that level up. Next, we're going to level up good old Bevel. We're going to level him up as Fighter. We're going to take a look at Parry. Allows the character to block incoming attacks and make spectacular counterattacks. Let's take a closer look at this. I'm curious about this. The DC is the modified attack roll of the incoming blow. A successful parry check means that the attack does not damage the parrying character. A character may only parry a number of attacks per round equal to the number of attacks per round available to the character. Special, if the parry is successful and the difference between the roll and the DC is 10 points or greater, a counterattack occurs. A counterattack is a free attack made by the parrying character against the parried opponent. The first counterattack in a round is made with a full attack bonus, and subsequent counterattacks are made at -5, -10, and -15. Alright. So let's see if we click on recommend, where these points go. Taunt. Oh, interesting. Taunt's also interesting. So taunt is used to provoke an enemy into dropping his guard for a short time. At higher ranks, multiple enemies can be affected. Check. The enemy must make a will save against a DC equal to 5 plus the attacker's taunt skill, or suffer -2 to AC and -2 to concentration for 5 rounds. At 5 ranks, the taunt affects all enemies within 5 feet of the initial target. This radius increases by 5 feet for every additional 5 ranks the character has. Using taunt provokes attacks of opportunity, and taunt penalties are not cumulative. Okay, so it could be dangerous. We'll put in a point there and a point to parry, and we're going to go ahead and put, why not, point into, let's see, knockdown. A character with this feat can attempt a special knockdown attempt, which does not cause damage, but does not provoke an attack of opportunity. A character may only knock down creatures that are one size larger than itself or less. The attacker must make a d20 roll modified by his strength bonus, and the difference between his creature size and the target's creature size times 4. The defender makes a d20 roll modified by the better of his strength and dexterity bonus. If the attacker meets or beats the defender's roll, the defender is knocked down. Prone creatures cannot attack. Characters receive a +4 bonus to attack prone opponents in melee, but a -4 penalty to attack them with a ranged weapon. I like that. Let's go ahead and get knocked down. Sesame says, is this Dungeons & Dragons 2.5 rules? This is 3.5 edition rules for Dungeons & Dragons Sesame Street Fighter. There you go. Go ahead and finalize that level up with Bevel. Next up, we're here with Amy. She is going to level up as a wizard. The wizard's strength is her spells. Everything else is secondary. She learns new spells as she experiments and grows in experience. And she can also learn them from other wizards. In addition to learning new spells, a wizard can, over time, learn to manipulate her spells so they go farther, work better, or are improved in some other way. Some wizards prefer to specialize in a certain type of magic. Specialization makes a wizard more powerful in her chosen field, but it denies her access to some of the spells that lies outside that field. Class features are D4 hit points, base attack bonus is low. They have a high save to will. Proficiencies are as follows: club, dagger, heavy crossbow, light crossbow, and quarterstaff. Armor proficiencies are none. Armor of any type interferes with the wizard's movement, which can cause her spells to fail. Skill points are 2 plus the intelligence modifier per level, times 4 at first level. Class skills include concentration, craft alchemy, craft armor, craft weapon, lore, and spellcraft. Spells. A wizard casts arcane spells which are drawn from the Sorcerer Wizard spell list. A wizard must choose and prepare her spells ahead of time. To learn, prepare, or cast a spell, the wizard must have an intelligence score equal to at least 10 plus the spell level. So, 10 int for 0 level spells, 11 int for first level spells, and so forth. Bonus feats. At 5th, 10th, 15th, and 20th level, a wizard gains a bonus feat. At each opportunity, she can choose a metamagic feat, an item creation feat, or spell mastery. A wizard must still meet all prerequisites for a bonus feat, including caster level minimums. Familiar. A wizard can obtain a familiar and a spellbook. A wizard must study her spellbook each day to prepare her spells. She cannot prepare any spell not recorded in her spellbook. A wizard begins play with a spellbook containing all 0-level wizard spells, except those from her prohibited school or schools, if any, plus 3 first-level spells of your choice. For each point of intelligence bonus the wizard has, the spellbook holds 1 additional first-level spell of your choice. At each new wizard level, she gains 2 new spells of any spell level or levels that she can cast, based on her new wizard level. For her spellbook, for example, when a wizard attains 5th level, she can cast 3rd level spells. At this point, she can add 2 new 3rd level spells to her spellbook, or 1 2nd level spell, 1 3rd level spell, or any combination of 2 spells between 1st and 3rd level. At any time, a wizard can also add spells found in other wizard spellbooks to her own. That was a mouthful. We are going to go ahead and invest a point into concentration, craft alchemy. Let's see, a lore, yes please. Spellcraft. And do we have anything else? We'll put that point into heal. Why not? Or recommend. Done. Okay. We're good to go from here. So we'll click on next. And here we are. We can choose a first level spell for Amy here. Let's see what we have as an option. Blades of Fire. This is interesting. Subject's melee weapon, up to 2 wielded weapons, each deal an extra 1d points of fire damage. This damage stacks with any energy damage your weapon already deal. That's quite nice, actually. We're going to go ahead and add Blades of Fire. And we got Expeditious Retreat. Not too great. We got Color Spray. We got Grease. Magic Weapon. I like Magic Weapon too. We'll go with that as well. Magic Weapon and Blades of Fire. That looks like the combination I'm going with. Bugmite says, I never used Expeditious Retreat in this game. Not sure how it would work with this combat system. And Sesame says, Grease is an AoE crowd control spell. It is indeed. But we're going to go ahead and maximize the prowess of our melee fighters here, Sesame, with Amy. Go ahead and finalize that level up. We're going to go ahead and drop a save. Since we've been at it for a while now, we're going to go ahead and save over this save here. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at those pigs. So let's go ahead and move our party over.
What's up?
Okay, we're gonna just...
Yeah?
There we go.
What?
So where's our good man Orlin? That's Louis Jones. Let's talk to Louis Jones. Some pig, eh? That big one. There, he's mine. Raised him myself on my own special feed.
Well, Orland's right. This pig's been enchanted. It's a faint aura, so it could have been a simple enlargement spell, or maybe a potion.
I'm gonna say, where could Louis Jones have gotten a magical potion?
Galen's been known to bring special orders from the city, and he keeps them quiet too. He's good about that.
Or maybe Louis got it from one of those travelers who's gone missing on his land. Remember that bard last season? Louis offered to guide him into the swamp, and he never came back out again.
Do either of you have any ideas?
Well, Retta did give us a scroll of Lesser Dispel. All I'd have to do is read the words.
Wait a minute. Shouldn't we say something to Louis? He's a foul old wretch. But we ought to give him a chance to withdraw his pig from the contest before he's shamed in front of everyone.
I'm gonna say, good point. We'll talk to Louis first. Let's talk to Louis Jones here. He says, "And what do you want? My pig is over there. Admire him, not me." I'm gonna say, "So, who sold you the enlargement potion?" Louis says, "You trying to suggest that I've cheated, boy? Well, saying a thing is one matter, proving it another. I say you're a liar, spreading tales for that mutton-headed Orlin. Spends all year crowing about how he'll win this contest, and now that I'm fixed to beat him, he's paid you lot to slander me. Of course, could be that I'd pay you better to shut your mouths and to tell old Orlin that I'm no cheat. I say, what kind of reward do you have in mind? So happens that I've got a potion on hand, fell into my possession when a fellow wandered onto my farm crying for aid. Lizardlings must have jumped him in the mere. Poor fellow was cut up good. Wasn't no fault of mine when he died, and him with a bag full of loot too. This potion here was his. Could be yours, if you tell Orlin that I'm no cheat. I say, sounds like a fair deal to me. Influence failure. What? You're taking a bribe from Louis Jones? You've lived here as long as I have, Wyvern. You know what they say about this marsh scum. And Louis Jones says, I'd like to know what they say, you starling brat. And then I'd like to know who they are. Bevel says, they say that folk disappear on that broken down farm of his. That if you dig up some of his midden heaps, you'll find more than just pig bones. Louis Jones says, slander, lies and slander all. And don't forget pretty little Ella Mosby. Father marries her off to Louis, and half a season later she dies of a pox. We're not doing this, Wyvern. I'll have no part of Louis Jones. And Louis Jones says, and I'll have no part of you, Starling, nor your slander, nor your lying friends. You want to deal with me, Wyvern? You'd best choose your companions more carefully. Now be off, all of you. Alright, so I was unable to use my influence to get Louis to give up his potion. To remove the enchantment of Louis' hog, you'll need to use your Scroll of Lesser Dispel. Before I go into that, let me go ahead and attend to the Stygian Abyss here. Sesame says you're buffing the fighter. Cool. So buff whiz, correct. That's sort of like what I'm going for here, Sesame with Amy for the time being as we get through this tutorial. Scrolls are single-use spells stored in written form. Scrolls of arcane spells may only be used by wizards, sorcerers, bards, or by a character with points in the use magic device skill. Access your inventory and look for the scroll of Lesser Dispel. If the icon for the scroll is red, your character lacks the arcane spellcasting or use magic device skill to read the incantation. Put the scroll in Amy's inventory by clicking and dragging the scroll from your inventory to Amy's portrait. If the scroll is in the inventory of a character capable of reading, you can unleash the spell by double left clicking on the scroll, then left clicking on Louie's hog to cast Lesser Dispel on the pig. Alright, so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go into our inventory. There's Lesser Dispel. Go ahead and move that to Amy. We're going to go and add Summon Creature 2 to Amy as well. And Ghostly Visage. So let's go ahead and... let's see. Can I scribe this scroll? Let's see if we can scribe the scroll. You not achieve the required level to learn that spell, but we can cast Lesser Dispel. So let's go ahead, close this up. Else take you. Look what you've done to my pig. One of these hogs. Squeak!
Yeah?
Turn to a small little thing here. Yeah, Louie's not impressed. Foul-tempered and perpetually filthy, Louis Jones maintains a squalid farm on the outskirts of the Mere. He lives alone, and his farm is generally avoided by other villagers. Sounds very sinister, this man. Alright, so now that we've dealt with, Sesame says Piglet, yeah. Sesame, my friend, what have you been up to? I haven't seen you here in the Stygian Abyss in quite some time. All is well with you and your mom out there in beautiful Trinidad, Sesame, I hope? Let's talk to Orlin. Did you see the expression on that hog's face? Had a few glorious hours of being a big porker, lording it over his seniors. But now he's back to his poor little self. I bet there'll be some uncomfortable moments in the pigsty tonight. And I'd say that's the last time anybody tries to magic a hog in this contest. Hate to see old Louis shamed, but he brought it upon himself. I'm going to say, how about something for our trouble then? Have some of this. It's pork jerky. Tough, dry meat. But it tastes like the heavens and keeps longer than bad memories. Good food for the road if you ever plan on taking a long walk. I'm going to say... pork jerky? Next time, I won't even bother. Alright, there we go. You can take a look at our quest stuff here. To become Harvest Champion, your team must compete in all 4 events, and you must win 3 of them. So far, your team has won 2 events. Alright, so our next event is over here, I guess? Let's see. Villagers. We got Dagon Farlong here. Let's talk to Dagon.
So, you've decided to compete for the cup, I see. I know this is your last year, but the rules apply to all, even foster sons.
I'll say I bought the Duskwood bow for you.
A fine bow. A fine one. Made by one who loves his craft. You may keep the rest of the gold as your allowance for the season. But you came for the archery competition as well, did you not?
I'm gonna say, I suppose so.
Fetch a crossbow from the barrel and take a few shots at the practice target. You must hit the target once before you can compete.
Alright, sounds good. Sesame says, yeah, Mom and Mom Care are going good. I've been trying all kinds of games I never completed or played. Right now it's Divinity Original Sin 2. And a Dead and Resurrected game, Marvel Heroes ARPG MMO. That sounds like a really fun slate for yourself there, Sesame. I'm glad you're taking care of your mom. Life is going good out there for yourself. It's what it's all about, Sesame. Finding little moments of joy in an otherwise challenging state of existence that is being an adult in today's world. Okay, we got a light crossbow and some bolts here. We're going to go ahead and pick them all up. You can equip a missile weapon the same way as you would a melee weapon. The only difference is that you also equip ammunition by double left clicking on a stack of arrows, bolts, or sling bullets. Remember that a crossbow requires 2 hands to use, so you cannot equip a shield while firing. Alright, so let's go ahead. There we go, we got it equipped. Got the crossbows equipped too. Now that you're equipped with a ranged weapon and the ammunition you need, move your mouse cursor over a target, in this case the practice target, and a sword icon will appear in the cursor. Left click on the target to fire. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do exactly that.
Very good.
Bada
Ready to
bing.
compete? Come and speak to me.
Alright.
Are you ready to compete then?
I say, I suppose
The
so.
rules are the same as last year. 10 shots and 10 targets. Your targets will be old bottles, set atop the crates yonder. 5 is the best score so far. If you remember the lessons that have been taught to you, you should be able to best that.
Alright, sounds good. So those are the bottles there that we're meant to fire on, so off we go. And I think that these are all, like, basically there's no chance of missing these attacks. And the number of times that I've played the tutorial, I've never missed a shot in this part of the Harvest Festival contest. So this should be an easy win for us on the way to getting the cup here.
Nothing walks away!
I do like the voice lines for my character here.
Rip you to shreds!
Yeah, that does sound like a Frenzied Berserker, doesn't it, Layersons? We have 23 Layersons watching out there in the Stygian Abyss. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Wyvern's Lair. I appreciate you all being here with us tonight as we play Neverwinter Nights 2, the Enhanced Edition. Sesame says you're just too skilled, Wyvern. Plus 20 modifier on half-orc fighters. I guess so. Sock the digging?
Well done. A perfect score wins the competition outright. I've rarely seen such a fine performance so early in the day. You have a marksman's instinct. That much is plain. Go on now. There's still more of the fair to see.
Alright, so we're sent back out into the fair here. We have, who do we have here? Tarmus the wizard. Let's see, take a look at Tarmus. Tarmus came to West Harbor some years ago, shortly after the battle that nearly destroyed West Harbor. Being of sour disposition, Tarmus is generally avoided by the villagers, and he spends most of his time in his house engaged in research or quiet study. Though Tarmus is quick to complain about his neighbors, he bears a grudging admiration for the swamp-dwelling villagers, and he has been known to take on promising youngsters as apprentices. Bug might say, so you're basically playing your Baldur's Gate 3 Saga co-op character. In a way, Bug might. Very close to it.
Enjoying the fair. Packs of feral children set loose to find trinkets. Grown men braining one another with clubs. Do you know they're actually granting prizes for the fattest pig? As if the creatures needed encouragement.
Let's say, quit your grumbling, wizard.
Who's grumbling? They've given me charge of the Knave's Challenge. I always tell them we ought to encourage thievery in our children. Good for the mind. We live in a swamp after all. What else is there to do? Come to think of it, I don't believe any of you has the skills to compete. Not that I'm complaining, mind you. But you'll need to find someone who can pick pockets and break locks and search for hidden trinkets if you want to compete.
Lock breakers? Pocket pickers? I don't know anyone like that. Do you?
I'm going to say, one of these children, perhaps.
What about Kip? He's always nicking vials from Tarmus, and he's right over there behind the tent.
I'm going to talk about Kip here. Let's take a look at Kip. You've seen this boy skulking about the village before, though no one seems to know exactly who he is or where he came from. None of the other villagers have ever managed to lay hands on him, and whenever a freshly baked pie turns up missing, he is often the first to take the blame, justifiably or not. Sock the Kip. Hey, let me alone, will you? I've seen how you push all the other kids around. And I say, so I hear you're a thief. Thief? Pff, people call me that because I can sneak around and climb places they can't, and nick stuff when I feel like it. They're just jealous is all. And I say, keep your mouth shut and I'll let you join our team. What? Really? You mean compete for the cup? Hey, brilliant. Sorry for beating that big lummox in the head all those times. Didn't mean any harm by it. He's just funny when he gets angry. Bevel. That was you? Every day during drills, I get hit by acorns. And it was this kid. I can't believe nobody told me. George had me think it was pixies. Ha! I like this kid already. Bevel says, well, I've got my eye on him. Next time I get hit with an acorn, certain pixie's going to have a broken wing. Okay, we got a level up for Kip. Let's go ahead and level up our thief here. Rogues are highly specialized. They can concentrate in developing any of several categories of skills. While not equal to members of many other classes in combat, a rogue knows how to hit where it hurts, and she can dish out a lot of damage with a sneak attack. Rogues also have a sixth sense when it comes to avoiding danger. Experienced rogues develop mystical powers and skills as they master the arts of stealth, evasion, and sneak attacks. In addition, while not capable of casting spells on their own, rogues can fake it well enough to cast spells from scrolls, activate wands, and use just about any other magic item. They have a hit die of d6, they got a medium base attack bonus, they have a high reflex save, their weapon efficiencies are with all simple weapons, plus the rapier, short bow, and short sword. They are proficient in light armor. They get 8 plus int modifier skill points per level, times 4 at first level. So lots and lots of skill points. They got class skills in appraise, bluff, craft, alchemy, craft trap, craft weapon, diplomacy, disable device, hide, intimidate, listen, lure, move silently, open lock, parry, search, set trap, sleight of hand, spot, taunt, tumble, and use magic device. This is the big one, sneak attack. If a rogue can catch any opponent when he's unable to defend himself effectively from her attack, she can strike a vital spot for extra damage. This extra damage is d6 at first level, and it increases by 1d6 every 2 rogue levels thereafter. Trap finding. Rogues, and only rogues, can use the search skill to locate traps when the task has a difficulty class higher than 20. Finding a non-magical trap has a DC of at least 20 or higher if it is well hidden. Finding a magic trap has a DC of 25 plus the level of the spell used to create it. Rogues and only rogues can use the disable device skill to disarm magic traps. The magic trap generally has a DC of 25 plus the level of the spell used to create it. Evasion. At second level and higher, a rogue can avoid even magical and unusual attacks with great agility. If she makes a successful reflex saving throw against an attack that normally deals half damage on a successful save, such as a red dragon's fiery breath or a fireball, she instead takes no damage. Evasion can be used only if the rogue is wearing light armor or no armor. Trap sense. At third level, a rogue gains an intuitive sense that alerts her to danger from traps, giving her a +1 bonus on reflex saves made to avoid traps, and a +1 bonus to AC against attacks made by traps. These bonuses rise to +2 when the rogue reaches 6th level, to +3 when she reaches 9th level, to +4 when she reaches 12th, to +5 at 15th, and +6 at 18th level. Uncanny dodge. Starting at 4th level, a rogue can react to danger before her senses would normally allow her to do so. She retains her dexterity bonus to AC, even if she's caught flat-footed or struck by an invisible attacker. However, she still loses her dexterity bonus to AC if immobilized. We got special abilities. On retaining 10th level, and at every 3 levels thereafter, 13th, 16th, and 19th, the rogue gains a special ability of her choice from among the following options. Crippling Strike. Rogue can use this ability, with this ability can sneak attack opponents with such precision that her blows weaken and hamper them. An opponent damaged by one of her sneak attacks also take 2 points of strength damage. Defensive roll. The rogue can roll with a potentially lethal blow to take less damage from it than she otherwise would. Once per day, when she would be reduced to 0 or fewer hit points by damage in combat from a weapon or other blow, not a spell or special ability, the rogue can attempt to roll with the damage. To use this ability, the rogue must attempt a reflex saving throw. DC equals the damage dealt. If the save succeeds, she takes only half damage from the blow. If it fails, she takes full damage. She must be aware of the attack and able to react to it in order to execute her defensive roll. If she is denied her dexterity bonus to AC, she can't use this ability. Since this effect would not normally allow a character to make a reflex save for half damage, the rogue's evasion ability does not apply to the defensive roll. Improved evasion. This ability works like evasion, except that while the rogue still takes no damage on a successful reflex saving throw against attacks such as a dragon's breath weapon or fireball, henceforth she takes only half damage on a failed save. There we go. Opportunist. Rogue automatically gains +4 competence bonus to attack rolls when making an attack of opportunity. Skill mastery. The rogue cannot roll less than 5 whenever using the disabled device, open lock, or set skills traps, even if in combat. And Slippery Mind. This ability represents the rogue's ability to wriggle free from magical effects that would otherwise control or compel her. If a rogue with Slippery Mind is affected by an enchantment spell or effect and fails her saving throw, she automatically gets one reroll. Alright, and feat. A rogue may gain a bonus feat in place of a special ability. Now it's a mouthful. Alright, so let's go ahead and recommend all our skills there. We're not going to go into it. We do want to get out of this tutorial before the cows come home. And there's our level up. We got 7 hit points gained for Kip, +1 to disable device, +1 to hide, listen, move silently, open lock, sleight of hand, search, spot, using a magic device, and tumble. Go ahead and finalize that level up. And now let's talk to our good man Tarmus.
Isn't that the boy who stole my basilisk eyelash? And not once, but 4 times.
That's right. My frog needed eyelashes. Then I got him a sweetheart and she needed him too.
Ignore the kid, Tarmus. I'll deal with him.
Don't trouble yourself on my account. I'll settle with the young artiste and his frogs later. Before you begin, I suppose you'll want to hear the rhyme.
I'm gonna say, if it's part of the Knaves challenge, then yes, say the rhyme.
Very well, but it's dreadful. Don't say I didn't warn you. I've hidden 3 feathers, scattered them wide, placed white in a box, and locked it inside. Blue followed termite tracks down where they ran, green in the pocket of same-colored man.
So we're to look for 3 feathers.
Yes, you and half the waifs in West Harbor. I adore children. Did you know that? Swamp children, particularly.
I'm gonna say, this shouldn't be difficult. Farewell. And Later says, please join me in welcoming Petey out there in the Stygian Abyss, saying, oh man, how is it? It's freaking fantastic, Petey. I'm loving my time returning back to Neverwinter Nights here. Neverwinter Nights 2, the Enhanced Edition, specifically from Aspire Media. We are now looking to conclude the Harvest Festival here. We have our thief with us, good old Kip. So we're going to go ahead and start to put our thief to use. So Kip says, look there, something under them logs. So let's get Kip to walk forward. Disable device. Open lock, sleight of hand. There we go. You detect the traps on the wood pile. That old wizard's trapped them logs. You can't get what's underneath them as long as the trap's in place. I've got past his traps before, though. And they was the dangerous kind. Betcha I can get past this one, too. Alright, if the pile of logs is glowing red, the trap is detected and can be disarmed. If not, toggle detect mode by clicking on the magnifying glass icon in the bottom right area of the screen. In detect mode, your party moves at half speed, but will actively check for traps and hidden creatures. Elves are always in detect mode, but do not suffer the speed penalty. That I did not know. Once the trap is detected, it can be disarmed by a character with a disabled device skill. Make sure your rogue is active and left-click on the wood pile. The progress bar will appear when it completes the character's skill is checked, and if successful, the trap is disarmed. Off we go. Oops.
Yep.
Didn't mean to do that. Oh. There we go. Now we should be able to disable the trap. Alright. Now we can search the wood pile, and there is a blue feather. This feather was found on a pile of wood. It's one of the 3 feathers required to win the Knave's Challenge. We're going to go ahead and loot that. Our journal's been updated. Excellent. Bugmite says, DM Wyvern, did you ever play Neverwinter Nights 2 before, or just the original? I have played Neverwinter Nights 2 before, Bugmite. I was explaining to the Layersons at the top of the stream that Neverwinter Nights 2 especially has special significance for me. Kind of one of the formative computer role-playing games that I remember from my own time as a youth. And so it's really nice to return back to it in 2025 in this enhanced edition. All right. So we have our next target here, I think. Let's talk to this child. Tardis locked the feather in that chest. I saw him do it. So let's get Kip on the job. You found the chest that contains the white feathers. This chest is securely locked. Make sure your active character is a rogue or someone with the open lock skill. Hover your mouse over the chest, and you'll see the cursor change to an open lock. Left click on the chest, and a progress bar will appear. As you attempt to pick the lock, after the progress bar completes, the lock will open if your skill is sufficient. So we're going to go ahead and give that a shot with good old Kip here. There's our white feather. We'll examine it. This feather was found in a locked chest. It is one of the 3 feathers required to win the Knave's Challenge. All right, got that too.
Yes, yes.
And then we're going to move on the party here.
Green in the pocket of same-colored man. I'll bet that's him over by the house. The feather's in his pocket. It's got to be.
To acquire the green feather, you'll have to steal it from the man in green. Picking pockets requires a sleight of hand skill. Make your rogue your active character, mouse over the man in green, and click and hold the right mouse button. This will create a drop-down menu over the man in green. Left click on the icon of the hand reaching for the purse. You will now attempt to use sleight of hand to swipe the green feather. The man in green is an easy target. If you fail to swipe the feather from him, try it again. Since this man is part of the Knave's Challenge, he won't be upset by your failed attempts to steal from him. Merchants are the best targets of the sleight of hand skill, as they're almost always to have gold or items on them. A talented rogue can swipe money and items from the many vendors you will encounter in your travels. Alright, so let's go ahead, get old Kip here. We can go ahead and right click, and there's sleight of hand. So off we go. Sleight of hand failure, not a problem. We'll try it again. Gotta wait 3 seconds till we try it again, so we'll try it now. Another failure. Try that again on, there we go. We finally have the green feather. So let's take a look at our inventory. And there is the green feather indeed. Examine it. This feather was picked from a villager's pocket. It's one of the 3 feathers required to win the Knave's Challenge, and we've done it. So let's go ahead. And I thought there was a shortcut to select everyone in the party, but maybe I don't know it offhand. But we have, I think, basically beaten the Harvest Festival here. Let's return back to Tarmus and see what's next for our party. There's good old Tarmus the Wizard.
It really is a dreadful day for a fair. Not even the tents are managing to look cheerful.
I say, you didn't hide those feathers very well. We found them all.
Thank the gods. The Knave's Challenge is won, and I can go someplace dry. I believe that means you won the cup as well. Probably best to tell Georg. You know the fellow. Large, cheery, talks a bit.
All right, let's go ahead and talk to Georg. Before we do that, can I examine these minstrels? These minstrels were hired by the village council. According to rumors, they are on their way north from Waterdeep. That's cool. I love how you can have these little bits of background on all the NPCs you can run across here in Neverwinter Nights 2. And you know me, Layers, I do like to take my time with my RPGs. Sesame says, I searched for you, Wyvern. Select all party members in Neverwinter Nights 2. You can use this keyboard shortcut, the equals key. So let's try that. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on this guy. We're going to hit the equal button. It's not working for some reason, Sesame. Let me go into key mapping. Game options, key mapping. Let's see. Game. Player list. Select previous target. Miscellaneous. Toggle group selection. What if I change it to the equals button? There we go. Back. Resume game. Let's try that now. There we go. Got it working. I prefer it as equals. That's the equal sign too, Sesame. So I'm glad. I don't even know if I have a fourth mouse. Maybe I do have a fourth mouse button here, but the equals sign on the keyboard works just as well. Thank you, Sesame. All right, so we are on our way back to George. And thank you, Layersons out there in the Stygian Abyss, for unlocking a Restream achievement of 100 messages today with the Restream chat. Appreciate that. Let's talk to George.
Well played. Well played. You've won the cup. And all 4 events. Nobody's done that since Cormac. That warrants a special reward, of course. I have a harvest cloak for you, courtesy of the village council. It'll be yours at the end of the day. If there's anything you wanted to do before the award ceremony, now's the time. Maybe a mug of harvest mead to celebrate, eh?
Or maybe some well-deserved bragging. What's the point of winning if you don't get a chance to gloat?
I'll meet you at the stage when you're ready for the victory speech. Now, I'm off.
And we leveled up again, so let's go ahead and quickly level up here.
Everyone.
I'm going to put in another level into Fighter. We're going to go ahead and put more points into Intimidate. And for our next feat, we're going to go ahead and choose... Make sure I'm not missing anything here. We got Weapon Focus. Yeah, we're good on that. So we're going to go ahead and choose, I guess, Toughness. Give us some more hit points there. Yep, that makes sense to me. Boom. Done. All right, 45 hit points on DM Wyvern. Looking good there. We're next going to level up Bevel. We're going to go ahead and... what do we have going? We got Parry and... where's my other skill going into? Parry and Taunt on Bevel. And let's see. So we picked up Knockdown. Let's go ahead and choose Power Attack, because why not? There we go. Next up, we're going to level up Amy as a wizard. Just going to go ahead and do Recommend for skills. Take a look at our choices here. We're going to go ahead and choose Combat Casting. The character is adept at casting spells in combat. He gains a +4 bonus to the concentration check when trying to cast spells while in defensive casting mode. That sounds good. We're going to go with that. Combat Casting. And now we can select 2 level 2 spells. Sesame says, Professor X. Playing too much Marvel right now. Are you uploading some of those ARPG Marvel moments to your YouTube channel, Sesame, out of curiosity? Alright, Snake Swiftness. This could be really good. Target gains the haste effect for 1 round. So we're going to pick up that. We're also going to pick up Bold Strength, too. These are going to be two good. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and pick up Bear's Endurance. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, got her leveled up. And we're going to go ahead and quickly level up Kip. I don't think it really matters what we do with Kip, because he's not going to follow us along in the next little bit of the game here. We're going to go ahead and recommend, and we're going to get a weapon focus, a short sword. That looks good. Kip has been leveled up.
Get in step. Follow me.
All right, let's go ahead and see if we have any new dialogue with the folks here. Let's talk to Laszlo Buckman and see if we can get some harvest meat. I told you already, no mead for you lot. Okay, no mead for us then. What about Brother Mering? You fought well today. The town should be proud of you. I wonder why the UI decided to reset there. There we go. Let's talk to Ward. Back off. Phone don't like folk touching me. Felt good to get beat for a change. Don't tell Will I said that, though. Where is Will? We got good old Louis Jones here. Pals take you. Look what you've done to my pig. Still sore about his pig there. We got... Galen's no longer inside the top of the mercenary guards. The Harvest Brawl. Ha! Now that's good entertainment. Galen pays us to fight, not to talk. Fair enough. We got Rita Starlink here. That was a wonderful performance today, Miss Fern. We got good old Dagon Farlong.
You are the winner of the cup, it seems. The news is on everyone's lips.
All right, we got Tarmus the Wizard finally.
Best I keep quiet, lest anyone think me social.
All right. Well, let's go talk to George.
Gather round, mates. Gather round. This harvest fair's a celebration. But it's also a dark anniversary. We all know what else happened on this day. Not so long ago, we nearly lost this village. Almost lost our lives. Almost lost it all. But we came back. Cleared burnt farms. Buried our dead. And put our ashes behind us. And we rebuilt. Tougher and stronger than ever. Long as there's a harvest fair, we won't forget that day. And our young folks, they'll stay tough, long as they compete for the Harvest Cup. So let's hear it for this year's winners. 3 cheers for the Harvest Champions! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
He does look a lot like Professor X. Sesame. Georg. All right, chapter 1. Here we go.
The village is under attack! West Harbor is under attack! You're safe! Grab a weapon. We need to help defend the village.
I'm gonna say, how bad is it out there? Oh, what's going on?
I'm not sure. They came pouring in from the swamp and started tearing the village apart.
We better hurry. I saw some of them following us on our way here. They're likely to hit this house next.
I think I'd better save my own skin.
Don't be crazy. You know our village is the only settlement in this swamp. Where else would we go?
Where's my equipment?
It's in that chest next to your bed. You keep everything in there, remember? Hurry up and arm yourself. The longer we wait, the more we put the village at risk.
Alright, now we're getting into the real game here. Let's take a look at the chest here. Excellent, I got a great sword as well. Perfect. Let's go ahead and equip the great sword. And anything else I want? The harvest cloak. Let's take a look at this. Finally made cloak, granted to any team that wins all events in the West Harbor Harvest Fair. There's nothing overtly magical about this cloak, but its simple beauty draws the eye and complements even the most practical attire. +1 to charisma. Not really suitable for us, but we'll pick it up. We got the Harvest Cup here. It does cure light wounds. Each year, West Harbor's Harvest Fair champion is awarded this bronze cup to keep as a trophy until next year's fair. This particular cup has been in service for quite a number of years, and several previous winners have scratched their names and other things into its tarnished service. All right, now let's make sure we have our spells set up with Amy. So, for level 2, we're going to want Baylor's Endurance and Bold Strength. And then for level 1, we're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and pick Magic Weapon. We're going to take Blades of Fire and Enlarged Person. And for level 0, we got Acid Splash, Daze, Resistance. Why not? Let's go ahead and rest. So we can regain those spells. Excellent. We're going to go ahead and leave the door here. Actually, let's go ahead and cast. I suspect we might be jumped right away. Excellent. So that's looking good. All right. Now we'll run forwards. Do a quick Z here. Let's see what's through this door.
You sure you want to be going in there? Your father isn't the most understanding person I've ever met.
That's well said, Bevel. But you know what? He's not going to notice anything here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chest. We got exotic weaponry and Everin's Amulet of Aid. We'll pick that up. Could probably vendor that at some point. See, Sesame says a lot of Knights of the Old Republic memories here too. Same voice actors, I think. Similar graphics. My goodness, Sesame, you were a dyed-in-the-wool CRPG player. Sesame says maybe. I really only upload highlights now, mainly for me to reminisce in my older age. I hear you, Sesame. I am right there with you. I play so I remember these moments. You know, as I move along in my own life. And let me just say how much I appreciate you and Bug Mike keeping me company out there in the Stygian Abyss. Bug Mike says both KOTOR and Neverwinter Nights 2 were modified versions of the original Neverwinter Nights Aurora engine. KOTOR's is called the Odyssey engine, and this is the Electron engine. Now, there you go. Look at that. Bug Mike dropping the knowledge on us. Take a quick look. Are there any lootable objects, interactable objects in this room? No, there are not. Oh, there is, actually. Oh! Doors bust open. What do we got? We got baddies coming through, so we're going to go ahead and attack this Grey Dwarf with our characters here. Amy is going to go ahead and cast Enlarged Person on Wyvern. Excellent. Good, good, good. So, 2 good hits in.
I can do that.
Let's go after the remaining Grey Dwarf. Oh, look at that. I'm also enlarged. Oh, look at that. 26 damage. Killing both Grey Dwarves where they stood. I should have also inspected them. Can I do that? Nope. I can only search their remains. We got a short sword and a healer's kit +1. Actually, we got a bunch of remains here. Quarterstaff as well. See, I should have taken a look at those guys before I murked them. Club +1 and a Phenolope. Oh, very nice. They actually had some pretty good loot on them. Sesame says Grey Dwarves, aka Dwergar. Indeed, we got these tools +3 to Fluorospar. Excellent. Sure. That stuff should all be going to you, buddy. You gotta be hanging on to all this good stuff. I'm gonna throw this onto you as well. Good, good, good. Let's move everyone forwards. Let's go ahead and take a quick rest. And rebuff. Beginning with Amy here. We're casting Bull Strength on Wyvern. And Bear's Endurance. And we're cooking with gas. Sesame says they ain't no Bruner Battlehammer, that's for sure. I think Bruner was a hill dwarf, if memory serves correctly there, Sesame. We got 34 people watching across the Stygian Abyss. Thank you all for being with us. We had a high of 40 a short while ago. I'm very impressed with all the lurkers we have out there. Sesame, Bugmite, what is it with the view count and the engagement that we're having on YouTube and Twitch? You know, obviously you guys are out there, possibly a few more layers in, but...
There you are. I saw some of those creatures enter your house, and it is good to see you safe. I don't know where these beasts came from, but we need every sword at the southern bridge. More of these creatures are on the way, and in greater numbers. Georg is trying to gather the militia, but I fear he will not be able to marshal the defense in time, and without help, this village will fall.
I'm gonna say... if Georg's in charge of this village, this village will fall.
That is why I want you to meet him as quickly as possible. You and I may not always see eye to eye, but I suspect you are quicker on your feet when danger strikes than Georg. Head south along the road. I will stay here and look for the wounded, then join you. Georg should be at the bridge. Join him quickly. He will no doubt have orders for you. But before you go, take this blessing from Lathander. All of you. If you are wounded or need another blessing in the fight ahead, simply return and speak to me.
All right, so we got a blessing from Brother Mering. We got a wounded villager here. We can examine them. The militiamen of West Harbor are hardened from years of rough living in the swamp, but they aren't trained soldiers and lack the heavy armor of a real army. This villager sustained serious injuries fighting the invaders, wounds that Brother Mering is now tending. Bugbite says this was made by Obsidian, and it was their second game after Knights of the Old Republic 2. Make it also the second time they made a sequel to one of BioWare's RPGs. Another fun little fact there. Bugbite's dropping on us. It says me says there will always be fans of older computer role-playing games, man. It's a lot of us that play these games. Indeed, indeed. True words have rarely been spoken, but absolutely you're correct there, Sesame. You're in the right place if you like those classic role-playing games. All right, so we got an injured villager, and they are running from these guys. Let's take a look at these things. These Grey Dwarves, Dwergar, Grey Dwarves, are deep-dwelling cousins of the Shield Dwarves, known for their cruelty and bitterness. While other dwarves tend to be round-bodied and stoutly muscled, Dwergars are wide of shoulder, but wiry and lean. Only cruel jokes and petty torments bring a moment's smile to most Grey Dwarves, and they delight in tormenting the weak and the helpless. Alright, that sounds terrible. So let's heck them up. Beginning with an enlarged spell on Wyvern.
Yes, indeed.
Let's send Bevel out to engage. Let's also send Wyvern out to engage too. Excellent. Down they go. The Grey Dwarf has been killed. We'll push up with the party.
I can do that.
We'll get Amy to cast Ray of... Actually... Yeah, let's go ahead and cast Ray of Frost and Surviving Grey Dwarf.
Stop.
And then Blades of Fire on Wyvern. Okay, that Grey Dwarf has been killed. Let's go ahead and send Wyvern after that Grey Dwarf there. We'll send Bevel after this Grey Dwarf here. Excellent. 2 Grey Dwarves killed there. We'll send in Bevel here. Here we go. You ready for this? Should be pretty spectacular damage here from Wyvern. Yes, there we go. Look at that. I did 59 damage to one of those Grey Dwarfs with Wyvern. Devastating. Devastating. Devastating power.
Rip you to shreds!
Rip it to shreds indeed. Alright, that's looking good. Amy can go ahead and acid splash this guy. Alright, didn't quite get the cleave off, no problem. Just move in. Oh!
I can do that.
I see what's happening. I need to turn off puppet mode. There we go. Puppet mode on. I know, 59 damage considering that this is all... you know, low-level stuff here. Where is this guy going? Puppet mode on. Right. Stop moving. Oh my gosh. Where is... What's going on here? Where is this guy going? Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. Fine. Alright. From way back in the... Way in the back there, I guess. Can I move? That's strange. It's almost like they're bugged. I can't move those characters. I wonder what's going on here. Yeah, puppet moded. I don't know what's going on. I do not know what's going on, but it's okay. I don't need them. I do not need them. Let's go and take care of this surviving Grey Dwarf. Slain. Where is he going? Where is that little Grey Dwarf going? Alright, now can I... Okay, I can't seem to move my party here for some reason. Let's go ahead and drop a save. Let's load. Let's see if that will clear up our problems moving around our party here. Sesame say, Bug might say, Sesame, this game gets overall better and better with each act, so it's worth completing, especially to import your characters the even better Mask of the Betrayer follow-up campaign afterwards. Oh, absolutely. You haven't finished Neverwinter Nights 2, Sesame? I played the Neverwinter Night 2 starting zones many times, but never completed it. Same here, Sesame. This is the time that I'm going to get through it. That's what I promised myself. Okay. Now, this is weird. For some reason... Oh, I think I know what happened. Okay, it was just a camera setting issue. So... Yeah, I guess we could run in here and... see what's going on with these guys.
You three stay out of this. It's too dangerous.
Master, just hold on. We can help.
So the world seeks to test herself. How pathetic.
Blast it! The rest of you, stay where you are.
I shall waste no more time on this beautiful village. It is not here.
Alright, so we lost Amy to the Get Yankee there. Let's avenge her by smashing these giant spiders. Alright.
The stupid girl! I told her to stay out of it. There's more to do. Georg and the militia are holding our attackers at bay on the Starling Farm. We must hurry before the tide turns.
I'm gonna say... Who was that mage?
No, but he was clearly skilled in the art. He probably led the attack on West Harbor. We must hurry to the Starling Farm before more harbormen meet the same fate as my apprentice.
Where's the farm?
It's just down this road. We better get moving. Tarmas will need our help.
Alright. Let's go then.
If only I had more time to gather equipment from my home. If you make your way there, you may find some magical and alchemical equipment of use. It's to the north. Now go!
Alright, so let's go ahead and get an rest. We took a little bit... Got banged up a little bit there. Oh, can't rest while enemies are nearby. Not a problem. So let's go ahead and loot some of these guys. For one. We got some ale. Pick that up. Louis Jones has finally met their end. Probably not going to weep too hard for him, considering he was a pretty evil bastard. Got Laszlo Buckman here. Got 10 gold pieces. That's good for us. What else do we got here? We got some arrows. Let's talk to Laszlo. I owe you a few kegs of harvest mead. Look, if you find Georg, come get me. Okay? Let's go across the bridge and pick up these remains here. Got some gold pieces. Healer's kit. More gold. I need to speak with you, Wyvern. Okay, so let's talk to Georg here.
Thank the gods you made it. There's been no sign of your father, and I feared you'd been killed as well. I have no idea where these creatures came from or what they want, but the ones loose in the village are only the first wave. More are coming. A lot more. If we're going to stop them, we need someone to rally the militia and meet them head on.
You're the leader of this militia, unless I'm in charge now.
Don't question me. Not now. This is more than any of us were expecting. I can't leave the southern half of the village exposed. Not while more attackers keep pouring in. Now go. When you've gathered everyone you can, meet me at the wheat field, south and west of here.
We'd better search the town, try to gather who we can, and I hope we can find enough still alive.
All right. So there we go. Got a little bit of a side quest. Glad we doubled back to check the farm here. Bug might say it's definitely worth it, DM Wyvern. And then you must play Mask of the Betrayer expansion after that. It's certainly one of the most well-written and atmospheric Dungeons & Dragons role-playing games ever made. It's basically Planescape Torment in 3D. I'm looking forward to it, Bugmite. Should be a great time. Should be a great time. Let's talk to Brother Merink here. What word do you have of the battle? I already met Georg. I need to gather as many of the militia as I can. Good. I will join you all with the militias gathered. If you find any wounded you cannot help, return here and I will aid you. Alright, can you heal our wounds? Of course, to carry this blessing of Lander with you into battle. Excellent. And can use another blessing. Of course. There we go. So I could see what's happening here with my character. I definitely don't want to have power attack engaged. Yep. Puppet mode's on. Excellent. This will allow me to hit a little easier. Now that I don't have Amy's buffs to help my character out, this is going to help with me landing hits in combat. Rip Amy. Alright, let's talk to Laszlo. Found Georg, did you? Well, I'll meet the wheat field then. So that's one potential recruit. Who do we have here? We got Ian Harmon, sorry. Has never been one of the braver residents of West Harbor, and you were quite surprised when he joined the militia. He's obviously having second thoughts about fighting, though. Let's talk to Harmon.
Huh? Get away! Didn't you see those creatures out there? They're killing everyone!
I'm going to say Georg needs all the militia to report to the wheat field to the west.
What, you came to drag me out there to die? Not on your life. I'm staying right here.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and intimidate him. Report to Georg, or I will break your legs, your arms, and then your neck.
But I tried to fight. There's so many of them. Too many.
I'm going to say I'm going to hit him.
What are you doing? Stop!
All right, I'm going. That's funny. There we go. He had some funny barks too. Ow! Aye! Stop! Mumble, stop! Gods, please no! Alright, I'm going. It's one way to get the coward moving, right? Alright, let's see, what else do we have here? We have... Oh, let's see. Okay, we got a couple places we can search. Let's check this door.
Who's there? Whoever you aren't getting in here!
The org needs all hands at the southwestern field. Southwestern wheat field, now. It's Wyvern, open up.
I'm not going out there. I'll be cut down in seconds. And I'm not letting them inside to loot my place. Not while I'm still standing.
Intimidate. Come out now, or I will break this door down. Then I'll break you.
All right. Hold on. The door's unlocked. Come on in, but hurry.
Okay, let's go in. Sesame Street Fighter says, I've beaten Baldur's Gate 3 6 times now. That's quite the achievement there, Sesame. How's things going in the Wolfpack, Sesame and Bugbite? Have you been able to catch some of Wolfheart's streams in recent days? What's happening with him and his channel and the community? Pearson says, all right, you're here, so just keep your head down, and if any come in, we'll deal with them. I'm going to say, I don't care about them. I'm here to see what golden items you have that are so valuable and take them. What? You can't steal from me, Al. I'll take your gold along with your life if you keep pushing this. How dare! Very well, I will report to Georg, see how I can help, if only to protect my home and this village. But I spent all season saving for a run to Highcliff, and now everything's ruined. Stop whining and go, damn you. Alright, there we go. I'm surprised I didn't get an alignment hit for those choices. But such as it is. Wolf, Sesame says Wolf was playing Grounded 2 and kept calling the dust mites bug mites. That's fantastic. That's great. I like the little shout out to you there, Bugbite. Bugmite says, I believe the last stream I caught from Wolfheart was one of his Witcher 3 streams. Oh, you missed the whole Grounded 2 Dust Mite, Bugmite thing? Alright, so that chest is locked. I think I should be able to open it if I were to attack it. Let's see if I can get that done. How do I choose to attack it? Power attack? I could have sworn there was an option to attack a chest. Right? So, there we go. Bash. So let's go ahead and bash the chest open. Missing though. Natural 1 will do it. There we go. 10 damage. 10 damage again. So I've absorbed 5 points of damage per hit, but that breaks it open. We got a potion of cure light wounds, a broken item, an amethyst. We'll happily take all that good stuff. Got a healer's kit +1. What else? What other goodies do we have in here? We got a basket, a potion of lore, thieves' tools, and acid flask. Okay. And I think that's it as far as the searchables are concerned. So we've looted what we can get from this house. Let's get out of here. Bugbite says, that's a shame, then. I guess I should feel honored that I got shoutouts without being in chat, though. Absolutely, Bugbite. This goes to show that Wolfheart, you know, has a long memory and a big heart. Right, let's see if we can inspect. Appears that Louis Jones has entered his last pig contest. Indeed. We examine the pig. This is Louis Jones' prize hog, now deceased. And we got Wild Mossfield there.
Hello there.
Come to gloat, Wyvern. Still, I took a bunch down before they got me. Looks to me like your wounds are fatal. Slit his throat. What? Oh! Your actions have shifted your alignment 3 points towards evil. Bevel says, Wyvern, what? I mean, he's a Mossfield, but... Maybe you better forget what you saw, or I'll take care of you next, you stupid oaf. Alright, Wyvern, it's just, never mind. Alright, so we took care of, good old Will Mossfield. Check the wagon there for a spear. See what he had on him. Copper ring, we could sell that to a merchant. Alright, let's go across and see what we have in this house here. Let's take a look there. Target has no items or gold, fair enough. What do we got in here? Wizard's Arsenal. Okay, so this is Tarmus's home. Let's take a look at the dining table. We got a scroll of Identify, the craft works of Evermeet. We'll pick up all that good stuff. We got a cabinet here we could search. Traps triggered, no problem. Healer's kit, amethyst, thieves tools, and a footlocker with alchemist fire and an unidentified Mandalorian. Mandalorian. Let's go ahead and rest. Get back those lost hit points. Sesame says, every time it's summoning time or he picks up a spear, he calls me. I've communicated my love for that playstyle and weapon. Alright, off we go. 59 viewers in chat. How is that possible? 61 viewers. Bugmite Sesame, help me understand what's going on here with the analytics. I appreciate, what's being communicated to me in the way of view count, but it doesn't make sense that there are 61 viewers right now on the live stream, and just the two of you out there in the Stygian Abyss. What explains the discrepancy there? Alright, we got some Droigar here. Let's go take care of them. Bladelings, too. These are new. Let's take a look at this. Mysterious humanoids not from this world. Bladelings, as the name suggests, have metallic skin covered with sharp, blade-like protrusions. Their personalities are usually as vicious and unwelcoming as their appearance. Critical hit, not bad. You got Tarmus in the fight too. One surviving Bladeling. Let's bring them down. Another two critical hits in a row. Very, very good. And we got another militiaman out there. Let's go ahead and finish these guys.
Nature's fury strike you down.
Nice cleave. Perfect. We got a militiaman here. Yours the field.
We don't have enough militia to stop them. See who else we can gather, and meet me here. Look for the wounded, the missing, and search the houses too. Anyone you can find, get them here and hurry.
I didn't know Georg was fighting with us. Okay. We got Webb Mossfield. Let's talk to Webb. All right. If Georg's at the field, then I'll meet him there. And you after everyone's gathered. All right. Sounds good. Bugmite says, I guess it could partially be due to your using YouTube longer. Also what Sesame is saying above about Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition just dropped on Steam. That's true, but I still find it a little strange. Potion of Cure Light Wounds, Bladeling Spike. We got Tarmus here. Let's talk to Tarmus.
My home is the house closest to the bridge. Some equipment I have there may prove of use.
Okay, let's talk to good old Pitney Lannon.
Well met.
Please, Wyvern, help me. Took a blade in the gut now. Now there's blood everywhere. Tried to fight them all, but there was too many to stop. Hold on, Pitney. Let me go find Brother Merring. He may help. Oh, yes, I am gonna do a good act here for this survivor. take a look at this wagon first. Healers and torches. We'll pick all that good stuff up. And what do we have here? We've already been through that door. We got a Dwerger near death. Guess we're heading back to Brother Merink here. We got Bevel getting caught on terrain. There's good old Brother Merink. Oh, there's Ward Mossfield. Somehow I missed him. Hi, Ward.
Hey there.
Come to gloat, Wyvern, still. I took a bunch down before they got me, says Ward Mossfield. I think we've spoken long enough, slit his throat. 3 points toward evil. Look at all that blood. I think I'm going to be sick. I suggest you be sick somewhere else and forget about what you saw. This battle's getting to me, Wyvern. I don't know how much more I can take. Alright. Cementing our reputation as an evil fighter here. Let's see what we have. We got some gold pieces. 25 actually. That was well worth it killing poor Ward. Sitting on 245 gold pieces. What word do you have the battle? I'm going to say, we found some wounded militiamen. Can you help? Yes, and I think I can help spread the healing efforts as well. Take this moss. If the wounded can't move, this should allow them to ignore the pain long enough to keep fighting until I can treat them properly. I'm going to say, can I use it on myself if I'm injured? The moss alleviates pain but does little else. As long as you can still move and fight, the moss will have little effect on you. Alright. Alright. I can use another blessing. Of course, carry this blessing of Lathander with you into battle. Boom. Perfect. Sesame says, Wyvern is a Sith Marauder here. Star Wars, the Old Republic. Always. Always, Sesame. That's how I roll here at the Stygian Abyss. Yeah, 59 viewers. It's just, I don't know. It just seems so out of congruence with activity in the live stream chat. Let's go ahead and talk to good old Pitney here.
Well met.
Please, Wyvern, help me. Took a blade in the gut. Oh, read all through that before. Pitney, listen. Marion gave me these herbs to staunch the bleeding. All right. You don't have to help me. For what it's worth. Thanks, Wyvern. All right. So now, hopefully, we can talk to. What is all this? Dwergar near death. Examine. Fatally wounded by a militiaman's blade, this Dwergar is suffering a very slow, very painful death. While he appears unable to move or fight, he may still have the ability to speak. So let's go ahead and speak with him. Heh! Killed 3 of you surfacers before they took me down. And the ones I killed, they screamed, one by one. Begged me to spare them. My hands are drenched in their blood. If you have come to kill me now, so be it. But it will not get their lives back. Bevel says it's one of the attackers. It looks like he's dying. And let's get what we can out of him first. You filthy half-orc. Your kind is weak. You cannot stop us. We will pile the bodies of your surfacer kin in their homes. Set them on fire, a beacon to the rest of the villages of this mere that we are coming for them. I'm going to say, but why did you attack West Harbor? Because we were told to come search for something of silver. We obey. To slaughter your village in the process only pleases us. So you're slaves. We are thralls to our masters, and we carry out their words. By their word, this village is to be destroyed, and the object of silver found. Who are these masters of yours? You will meet them, and when you do, you will be butchered like the rest of your filthy kind. Object of silver. What object? That is all we know, and that we would know it when we found it. That was our task, our orders, and we obey. Alright, we're going to cut his throat. The dwarf's last words are cut off as you slash his neck with your weapon. He gurgles for a moment, flails, and then dies. I don't know you need to do that, Wyvern. He deserved it, but I'm gonna say, if you can't deal with battle, then go hide in your home. Me, I'm going to find more to kill. Alright, so we slew that guy. We got a pig that's uninjured somehow. This pig appears to be remarkably unaffected by the chaos surrounding it. That is quite funny. We got a barrel here. Acid flask and garnet. Potion of cure moderate wounds. Excellent. Let's take a look. Don't think there's anything else for us to search. I think that's good. Let's see. Got another home here. Take a look at the door. Locked. Can we bash it? Nope. Resisted all damage or physical attack, so we cannot actually break down that door. Okay, let's look for Georg, rather.
Hey there.
Ask Georg what our orders are. You got me out here now. What? Does Georg have any orders? Laszlo Buckman.
Hey there.
Alright. It's all the same stuff. Let's look for Georg. Who's over here?
Well done. Now we have a chance. All right, militia. Ready your weapons and move out. It's time we stand our ground.
This is a fun little sequence here.
Let's see what you've got.
Sesame says, let's go. That's right. Let's go. All right. Let's start with this guy right here. That's our target. This little guy right here. Okay. Killed. We'll go for this next dwarf here. Perfect.
Let's see what you've got.
Slowly working through them. There goes the blade link. It's all cleaned up. We're going to move on to the next section here.
Let's see what you've got.
Klee doing its good work there. Sesame says, pause in real time. Always so frenetic. Absolutely. One remaining blade link.
Another wave is coming. Prepare for battle.
Here comes the second wave. Okay. Let's engage the straggler over here. Excellent. Make our way back. Move you back here. Come on, move, move, move. Jesus, really? There we go. Perfect. Only one blading left.
More
Oh,
of them. Regroup. Cyric's blood. They're entering the Starling House. But if we don't hold the next wave off, the whole village could be overrun.
Let's go. If we hurry, we can stop them before they find the children.
I'm gonna say I'll go see what I can find in the Starling's house.
We could use your sword, but I understand.
You keep my brother and sister from harm, and you can have anything you want.
Sesame says plus 12. Alright, let's see what we got here. But when it says, but you get used to the combat. Honestly, the enhanced edition should make it better without the delayed camera response. I never found the camera controls all that clunky in Neverwinter Nights 2, the Sesame and Bug. We got Rita Starling here. Let's see if we can inspect her. Oh, yeah, same old line. We got Nasher, though. There's a certain nobility in the way this dog carries itself, named after the Lord of Waterdeep. We got Mutton Chop here. This dog looks as though its loyalties lie with the most recent person to have fed it. And we have Locke. This sturdy dog has a look of stubbornness about it. Let's talk to Rita. Bevel, Wyvern, thank the gods you're here. Mother, what happened? Where are those dwarves that came in here? When I heard the fighting, I tucked the children away and came to see what was the matter. And suddenly, these creatures burst into the house. I say, the children, where are they? I told the children to lock themselves inside the house, but now those creatures are there, between them and us. Fortunately, those beasts woke up the hounds too, and the hounds tore out the throats of 2 of them before they barricaded themselves inside the living room. I haven't heard anything from inside, and there's a large group of them. Please help. Bevel says the door doesn't lock, Wyvern, and it looks like the hounds are willing to help us take care of our guests. If we open the door, those dogs would tear into them. I say, then let's open the door and set the dogs loose. Bevel Starling says, you're right. Nasher, Mutton Chop, Locke, come on, boys, follow us. We got some hunting to do. Alright, there we go. We got the door open. We'll let the dogs go through. And then we will charge through ourselves. Perfect.
Nothing walks away!
1 Great Dwarf dead. 2 Great Dwarfs dead. Excellent. Perfect. Massacred. Let's take a look at what we have in the desk. We got some gold pieces. And let's open the store. There is... This young boy has a mischievous and stubborn look about him. And another child here. This young girl looks frightened. So let's talk to the child. Yay, Wyvern! We heard them screaming for mercy as they died. Is there any blood? Can we see? Mache, sure is. The dogs are probably feeding the bodies right now. Yay! The hounds will have bones for months, says the child. Bevel says, this isn't some kind of game, you all. Be quiet. Oh, shut your mouth, Bevel. We could have screamed ourselves hoarse waiting for you to show up, you dumb ox. What? Why, you ungrateful little goblin? I'm gonna say... You can always say that Dwergar got them. What? No! Mother! No! Be quiet. Joke's over. You all. Wyvern's just kidding around, so calm down. No, I'm not. We're sorry. We'll stay here and be quiet. We promise. Terrified the poor kids. Let's see what the armory has. Locked. Well, we can bash it open. And there it goes. Let's see what it had. Broken item, aventurine, and bullet. Not a problem. Pick up all that good stuff. Make our way out of here. Good work, doggies. The howling of the dogs. Let's talk to Rita. Thank the gods you and Bevel arrived in time. Alright, let's go ahead. See what was in this door, too. While we were here. Any goodies? Yep, there's a chest. Let's go ahead and bash it open. That's all it took. One good strike. We got a dagger identified, potion to cure light wounds, and 88 gold pieces. Very, very nice. Through the door we go. Alright. We still got a mess of these attackers to deal with, so let's dive back into the fray. Perfect. Cleave is working out well for ourselves. Only 2 attackers left. There we go.
Thank the gods that's over. We would not have held them much longer. Dagon!
Much blood has been lost tonight. Let us make the enemy pay in kind.
Alright, so one more wave. Forgot how many waves of these creatures there were. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and help our foster father here. Wow, they just mowed them down. Alright. There we go. Just one last. And that's it. That's game over.
That is the last of them. For now, gather the wounded and the dying. Let's see how many we can steal from death's clutches.
Thank the gods we were able to hold them at the farm. How many did we lose?
Ian, Vera, Pearson.
What were those things anyhow? Never seen anything quite like them.
They're called bladelings. Their kind is rarely seen in our realm. They dwell in a place beyond.
Well then, what in the 9 hells are they doing here?
Lathander doesn't illuminate all mysteries for me. We must rely on our own wit and resources.
One of those dwarves mentioned they were searching for something. Does anybody know what it was?
Boy, come over here. I see you're unharmed. Many have not been so fortunate, and others have seen their final night. I understand you lost a friend of yours in the attack. A tragedy. She was a promising young mage, or so I've been told.
Sesame says, still feels epic, man, after so many years. I agree. Quite the epic fight to kick off a good CRPG, Sesame, and Neverwinter Nights 2 did it spectacularly well. I'm going to say, I'll get over it.
That you will. I see you understand the folly of dwelling upon loss. I do not have much time to talk. There are many who are wounded. Now, there is something you must do tonight. Those bladelings were here to find something, and I fear I know what.
I'm going to say, we barely trade words, and now you decide to fill me in?
Tonight is not a night of words, but of action. There is an item, a silver shard. Long ago, I concealed it in the old stones outside of town. I fear it may have drawn these creatures down upon us.
I'm going to say, why do you think the shard is their goal?
Think it through. Their kind doesn't plunder a village like West Harbor, not for a few coins and an old helm or two. They had a reason.
Where did the shard come from?
It is from the time when your mother died. Those were dark times for the village. We can speak more of the shard after you've returned. For now, all that matters is its retrieval.
Is the shard connected to my mother? You never talk about her.
There is no time for that now. Your mother is dead. Let her spirit rest.
Why did you hide the shard in the ruins?
I had my reasons, which do not concern you right now. It was not a thing to leave above ground.
You're the one that hid it. Why don't you just get it?
There are too many wounded to care for. More than Brother Merrin can handle on his own. I cannot go, so you must travel there in my place. There is no choice in this matter.
I am ready. Tell me what I need to do.
The stones outside of town are older and deeper than you may think. In the farthest chamber of these ruins, look for a strong box. Inside is the shard.
Anything else?
There remains only one thing. You should not go alone. Bevel, I need you to accompany my son to the ruins. This is an important task.
But Georg says the ruins have been overrun by lizardling tribes.
And that is why you must go. Together, two can succeed where one might fail. The cries of the wounded cannot be ignored any longer. Find the shard. Find it and bring it here.
No offense meant, but your father makes the hairs on my neck stand up. Still, if we're going to do this, we should make some haste. It sounds urgent.
I want to talk to some people first.
The path that runs along the river is our best route into the swamp. We can take it to the ruins when you're done here.
Alright, let's talk to some survivors here. We got Brother Merring. Now is not the time, Wyvern. They're injured here. Whatever errand Dagon sent you on, do it quickly. What could they have wanted from us? We got Georg Redfall.
You all right? You look all right. A lot of families aren't as lucky.
Georg looks badass with his two swords. We got Dagon Farlong.
Why have you returned empty-handed? Retrieve the shard from the ruins before it can be found by others.
We got Tarmus here.
You probably are here for some sort of reason, I imagine.
Do you have anything I could buy from you?
I am not some street peddler of minor magics. However, I could always use more coin. Very well.
Ooh, look at that. Interesting. We could actually buy some stuff off him. Anything good? Not really. But I guess we could sell some of this stuff, so... 1 gold piece for that, sure. Club +1. Dagger, we can go ahead and sell that. Training clubs, worthless. Light crossbow, we're never going to use it. Will not buy stolen goods, okay. Sell the short sword. Sell the spear. Sell the copper ring. Will not buy stolen goods, okay, fine, be that way. Go ahead and drop all that. We'll go ahead and sell all the fluorospar, amethysts, cantelopes. What do we have here? Garnet for 150, sure. Aventurine. And a Bladeling Spike. 845 gold pieces, not bad. Sesame says, well, the sleep spell has been cast and I'm at a disadvantage. Have a great stream, Wyvern. This was fun. Sesame, you actually are right on time, my good friend, because I think this is where I'm going to be saying farewell for the time being to Neverwinter Nights 2, the Enhanced Edition myself, because I too have been hit by the sleep spell, and I think I failed my saving throw as well. But I've really enjoyed my return to Neverwinter Nights 2. And I've especially enjoyed the company of you, Sesame Street Fighter, and Bugmite out there in the Stygian Abyss. Go ahead. And and get ready to say goodbye. Look at this. We had 62 viewers on YouTube somehow and 2 on Twitch. There's something very odd going on there, but you know what? I will take the analytics. Bugmite, Sesame Street Fighter. What else do we had here? We had PD also drop by. We had God Max King 33. Thank you again for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate Garrus, Lizard Flame 1, Kid Fox, Philosopher's Rex, Drake 67. Lots of familiar lasers. Always a joy to see old friends drop by and spend some time with good old DM Dinosaur here at the Wyvern's Lair. This has been myself, Dungeon Master Wyvern, playing Dungeons & Dragons Neverwinter Nights 2 Enhanced Edition from the good people at Aspire. I'll be returning later this week with the Knights of the Wyvern's Lair for more adventures on Fangbreaker. Soon we will be raiding the Plane of Fear on Thursday. So look out for that, and I look forward to seeing you then.